On time, yes.
Yeah.
We're on time, yes.
Well, technically, we're
on time.
We're late, but we're on time with new time limit
The
restrictions.
new time thing
That
with the
dude
thing. We all knew that was happening though.
Yeah.
With the 10, I scooted it 10 minutes.
All right.
Wasn't that smart?
Well, this is another episode of UFO Garage.
I'm Ben.
And I'm Joe, and this is where we talk about UFOs, aliens, and all things weird.
All things weird, baby.
Yeah. What's up, fool?
Hey, fool. What's up?
What's up, fool?
Dude.
Man, it's another Thursday with all of our lovelies in the chat. Yeah, dude.
Dude, Thursday couldn't come fast enough, man.
Oh, you're telling me, man. I love Thursdays because it's podcast day. You know, I work 4 days a week. Sometimes, 5 occasionally if I need to, but I'll look forward to Thursdays. It's a beer drinking and staying up late day.
You know what I like to call it is Friday Junior.
Friday Junior.
Friday Junior, man. Hey, well, cheers to that, man. I'll tell you what now.
Cheers,
Friday Junior. Hey, is that your beer?
It's my beer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Always, man. Always. Jeff, he's still hungover from last night.
Oh,
It'll be okay, Jeff.
oh, that's right, Gordy. Yeah, Blursday Thursday.
Yep.
I love that so much. Well, thanks for joining us in the chat, you guys. We've got an awesome show, an awesome guest, and you guys, it's just great when people that listen to the show reach out and have an interesting story and just want to chat. I mean, you don't have to be, someone who's written a book or been on TV or anything like that. Literally, we want to hear the stories that are coming from people that are having these experiences, whether they're with ET themselves or maybe consciously. It can span the gamut. Maybe you just want to get some stuff off your chest. That's the kind of stuff I like to talk about, man.
I would like to get Alexis Texas on the show.
She's got a lot on her chest.
Yeah, that's
She's got a lot on her chest.
That's my goal. That's my goal for 2021.
Yeah.
Well, 2021's almost over already. Can you believe that, by the way?
Dude,
it's almost over. Like, we were just literally like, yes, it's 2021. It's going to be a new year. I mean, we all knew it wasn't really going to be a new year, but, so I guess we got to start making 2022 goals, man. So, Alexis Texas, that's my 2022 goal.
I mean, who's stopping you from sending her an email? Hit her up.
Her bodyguards.
If we could get everybody in that's watching live and listening to the podcast right now to tweet at Alexis Texas to get her on the UFO Garage podcast, I think we can make it happen.
Yeah, because that ass is out of this world.
Dude!
I
didn't say it.
I did. Yeah, man.
Shit. All right, man. Well, let's get our guest in here, man. We have Turtle. This dude just has an amazing story, and we're going to get to know him a little bit better. We're going to bring him in right now. Turtle, what's up, dude?
Hey, man.
How are you today,
dude?
Dude?
Doing? I'm great.
That's
Thank you
awesome.
so much for having me on. I love your show. You guys are just beautiful.
Hey,
Thank
man.
you so much, man.
You're beautiful as well, dude. I love it, man. I love it, man. We're super excited to have you on.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, definitely. This is always a treat, man. Like Ben said, sometimes just people that listen to the show, and it's just awesome to have people just reaching out to us and liking, the conversation.
Yeah, for sure. It's just nice too, because you don't have like shittiness. There's so much shittiness out there. It's like it's nice to have sanctuary for a bit. Thursday nights is great. I miss playing out, I miss jamming, how else you going to spend your time? But this is like, you guys you like free form. It's fucking great.
I love that. You mentioned earlier, like it is kind of like jamming, man. I mean, me and Joe used to play together for, over 10 years music, and you being a musician, Turtle, I mean, you can definitely connect in that way where what the other person's going to do based off of little micro movements and even like things in their voice or whatever. You're just kind of tuned to that. And what's interesting, man, like, I don't know, did you ever like hop in on like a jam session of people that you didn't know?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So like those, some people are good at it, but some people just they just know how to do it. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. You don't even have to know the person. You just kind of pick up on that stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
So how does that interact with like, what's your opinion on how that affects the mind? Is that just specific people or is that like a learned thing?
I don't know, man. You know, I've noticed like we have like really great musicians who are kind of like in touch with themselves, and it's about the group and it's about the jam and it's not about their fucking ego, and it's about letting other people kind of enjoy and kind of bask in that. You know, when you get to that point where like time kind of slows down, you know, like a little bit more past, a little bit more future, and it's slow and you're kind of communicating and weird emotions are going through tied to the lyrics and shit. I don't know. That's just heaven, man.
Yeah, man.
Right?
It really is. I know like me and Ben always had like a really strong connection on stage. So like if there was a night where like he wasn't feeling it, like I wouldn't be feeling it as much. Or if there was a night that I wasn't feeling it, you know, because when I was on stage, you know, I grew up with like punk rock music. So, you know, entertainment, like we're having fun, we're moving, we're jumping, we're having a good time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like growing up on punk rock music, when I got with these guys, it was a little bit different. It was a little more soul, a little more R&B, some a little funky, you know, but we always had like a really, really good time. And so you bring that energy, man. But, you know, yeah, you could definitely feel it. Like if one of us was having an off night, like the other person could feel it, you know? And it's almost like you can your energy can almost pick people up too, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, man, when I would have a bad night, Joe would be over there swinging his bass around his neck. I'm like, all right, let's go. Dude.
I would always go up to Ben and fuck with him a little bit.
Right.
Yeah, man. So that's, you know, but yeah, man, that I love that feeling, like when you're jamming and you're into it, you know, and you kind of look up at the crowd and like everything's kind of slow motion, like that just that energy is so cool, man. I love that.
I gotta tell you, man, I don't do a lot of audience. I like going to like a communal like meetup where you've got like 15 people in the room and like it's going around and you know, it comes up to you and you pick a song and there's like, sometimes there's playbooks or songbooks, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like people, I like the jam. And I can't handle an audience, man. Like something like this is even like, whoa, you know? Yeah. But I hear like all these amazing things about that dynamic between audience, but the dynamic between musicians. I think this goes back to your question. A really cool guy, really great guitarist. He's like one of those guys who finds the harmonic, or he'll support me if I'm fucking up and I can't hit a note. You know what I mean? He'll come in underneath. And he just went through like lung cancer surgery, right? And he was talking about how after like a 2-hour jam session like that, his blood pressure drops like 30 points, dude.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, wow. Like regardless of what's happening and what you're hearing, that's there may or may not be there. You know what I mean? Just hearing something like that, you're like, yeah, that's fun. It's kind of a churchy kind of thing that I did. You know what I mean? Man.
It's definitely a form of meditation. You know, we always think of meditation as kind of like your quiet time, your clearing your mind time, but like meditation can be loud. And just at your zone. Meditation is your zone, whatever you're comfortable. And you know, like when I play music, I don't think about anything, nothing. My mind is as clear as it could possibly be. I don't even think about the song I'm playing, right? Like it's literally just being in that moment.
When you know a song well enough, or if you know if it's a 3-4 or a 5-3-4, 3-4-5, whatever, and you know that progression well enough, you can turn your brain off. And I feel like, dude, you hit on something, man. Like it is a form of meditation because your brain is ultimately you want it to just reach a frequency that's harmonious with whatever. We don't know really, right?
Right.
Theta, beta waves or whatever. I mean, you know, like interrupt me if you actually know that answer, but but we're all trying to reach that state of like REM cycle where you're just pure, you're sitting on that bench, right? Like watching things go.
Right.
And you're also a part of it, a part of that bench, a part of this world. And you are not the focal point,
Right.
but you're kind of like the anchor at the same time, you know?
Yeah, especially if it's your song. Yeah, where do I want to go with this one, right? It's like chakras, right? You start thinking about chakras. Chakras, man.
I like that better.
This swirly, wheels and lotus flowers, But each one seems to have a color. Each one seems to have a frequency. I think it's like A through G sharp.
Dude.
Love that,
right?
dude.
So, and then you think about things like how sound can distort matter, and you think about like something's going on in all that suit, dude, right? Especially if you're like right in the middle of a note that it feels like if you're at that 0% and everyone's in on it, you've got these harmonics. And I found this with like mixing, right? It's the glue. I mean, I'm taking forever to fucking mix shit on my tracks, man, because it's like you're trying to find that spot that is easy to do. I think when you're playing live, right? You can hear it. It's like that fourth voice, and you're like, "Oh my god, that's fucking awesome!" Right? Sometimes people can hear it, sometimes not, and I think that's where it starts getting into. Whoa, what is like? Sometimes I hear angels, man. Especially when there's vocal harmonies. I mean, that's what I hear, man. They're not in the room. Those upper harmonics, You
just gave me chills, man. Because I have really not talked about this, but being in the band Joe and I were in, I'm lead vocalist. I often heard when I would sing and be in that kind of REM state of mind, where I knew the words, I knew the melody. It was just kind of going through the motions, just feeling it, fucking vibing, bro. I would hear these harmonics that weren't there. I just heard them. It wasn't like I was like, hey, this would be cool if it sounded like this. It was literally, I could hear it, dude. Is that kind of what you're describing? Because that's blowing my mind right now.
Yeah, man.
That other people.
What's really cool is like 6 years ago, man, I just decided I'm doing too much shit on my computer. I'm doing too much programming, and I feel like my soul is thirsty for something else, creatively and so forth. So I went and like studied music, and I was really fortunate to find people that tied it to meditation and things like that, So that was really cool. So when I'm in like a group and you have these really good musicians who are also like tuned in on that kind of frequency, if you will, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's so fucking cool. And sometimes stuff that comes through those people, you'll look at them and we'll all be like, whoa, like what the fuck was that? And other people don't hear it. But I'll tell you what, when people start learning to sing harmonies, man, they fucking boom, they just buzz out. I mean, they'll come up afterwards and be like, oh my God, I've never heard shit. Like, I'm like, I know, that was fucking awesome. And it's not one person, which is sweet because you don't get the ego trip. And dude, it's like self-policing. The dickhead comes in, it's like fucking shredded, And it's like, oh, you physically are hurting me right now, And but it's really cool. It's always one, man. It's always, and it's always a lead guitarist. Sorry.
I mean, look, I just our experiences are our experiences are your experiences.
Yeah. He's a singer and a rhythm, and I'm a bass player. So hey, no offense here, right?
Oh, good. Excellent.
And then beginning of practice asshole is always the drummer.
Yeah.
When you're trying to tune, when you're trying to do everything, you got Mr. fucking Georgia the Jungle back here just banging on toms for 30 minutes.
Yeah. And dude, I'm seeing Led Zeppelin's Meditation. Yeah, no doubt. Fucking Pink Floyd, freshman year in college, smoking what we called back then kind bud, right?
Yeah.
AKB, Killer Green Bud. That was now it's like, holy shit. It's like C's Candy up in Portland, man. You got like dispensary after dispensary after dispensary. You could go on you should come to Portland, go on a dispensary tour, dude.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go, dude.
Dude,
It's
there's
like-
some places it's like the Grass Shack, and other places it's like C's Candy. It's like going into a jewelry store. It's
Yeah.
you know.
I was in
it's
Denver.
awesome.
In Denver a couple weeks ago, and it was literally like a jewelry store. Like there's glass cabinetry and everything's like very
Yeah.
like everything's glowing. I don't know, everything's glowing.
Yeah.
What technology is that? Like,
Especially after you smoke it.
yeah. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
dude.
For sure.
Man, I remember I'm a regular smoker, and it's funny because, in a place where it's not legal, right? I mean, you always got to like find that guy who's got like some of the good stuff, right? And you think like, all right, I found my guy. He's got like really good stuff, like pretty much most of the time. Dude, I went to Vegas and then I went to the dispensaries there and I was like whispering to them. I was like, hey, can I see some of that weed? They're like, you can say weed in here. You know that, right? Like, it's totally cool. And I was like, oh, this is cool. Man, I remember, man, we got that weed and I smoked it and holy shit. Like, I couldn't even talk for like 2.5 hours. Like, I was like, yeah. It was like, we had family fly in. It was like, we were there for like a wedding and stuff. And it was like, well, I mean, I could smoke this doobie and like be cool and like hang out with people.
Thing?
Yeah, the whole thing. And I ended up going out on the back porch and I smoked it. And then I was like, there's no way I could go to dinner like this. Like, there's just no way. I was like internally like freaking out. And it like doesn't happen. It's crazy how the level higher of like marijuana is when it's legal.
Very small. Yeah.
Yeah, I like the cartridges. I think.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, the carts are nice.
flower knocks me out regardless of the strain. It just
Dude.
Yeah.
gotta go to bed though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I was struggling with I was pretty stressed out about starting my business like a year and a half ago, and I could not fucking sleep, man. And those carts, woo, that was a lifesaver. But dude, so I just wanted to say one more thing before we move the conversation from music maybe to something else. Is I was thinking about octaves.
Yeah.
And how it starts over at 8. So I don't know this. Maybe you do. Maybe someone in the chat does. But how many chakras are there? Because that would be cool if it lined up in that same number.
Dude, that's a okay. So now it's like exact. I think it's a debate. I think people talk about chakras on your hands and the bottom of your feet.
Okay.
Right. I took a psychic meditation course once, like 6 weeks, 1 day a week with a teacher. And I think they talked about like 7 or 8. I didn't get to all the chakras. We spent all our time learning how to ground, just the basics of learning how to ground. It's 7, right on.
Yeah, it's 7.
I mean, I guess officially, quote unquote, but as you're saying, Turtle, like you could kind of go, you could do whatever you want, really.
Yeah,
with the number.
Well, it's saying here that you have the crown chakra, but then there's also a soul star chakra,
Yeah, what's that?
a universal chakra, a galactic chakra, and the divine gateway chakra.
Yeah, see, dude, that's a lot. Like, wow. It's like, you know what? If we're gonna go there in like the astral plane, I want to go with friends, man, because I don't want to be by myself out there,
Bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All these people leaping in, and like the whole new thing now is like pulling energy from space and like coming into your third eye and visualizing a sun behind you and moving energy from the earth and moving energy up through your chakras and out into your ego. Yeah, for sure.
I mean, maybe that was a Freudian
that's where
slip.
it goes dark,
but...
dude. That's where it comes the dark side, I think.
Uh-huh.
As soon as that boomer ego kicks in, right? Well, I'm a Gen Xer. I was a 70s baby.
Yeah, I wouldn't think that you were a boomer, but I mean, I just love that.
You know what I'm saying.
Anytime anybody says boomer, it's just fucking funny. It's a funny word.
It is funny.
Okay, boomer, dude. But like, I love that. So we're talking about like visualizing the expression of a chakra, which, dude, if you listen to the earlier episodes of this podcast, like me and Joe were like not about it, about that, like. Kind of made fun of it.
And where are you now? This is interesting.
Opposite end.
We're very open to quite a bit of stuff.
Yeah.
And I think like for me, my big switch was we met a lady named Vivian Chavette when we were at a conference. And, I just, we just really weren't into that kind of stuff. And she said, she was like, I can tell that your energies are a little imbalanced. And I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. I mean, super sweet lady. Still one of the nicest people we've ever met to this day. Like, but her energy, dude, like when she got around us, it was like everything quieted down. Like everything was real soft. And then she gave me this necklace. And I put the necklace on and I was like, this is just a cool necklace, right? And so at the time, like for some reason, man, like I was having like gut problems and stuff like that. And she was telling me, she was like, this will help center you. And it'll probably help with like your gut problems. And I was like, I didn't even tell her anything about that. That's really weird. I put this necklace on, dude, and I start getting itchy like on my chest. So after the interview, I go to the bathroom and I pull my shirt up, and where the necklace sits, right? The necklace is probably, it's probably about that big. And where I am on my chest, there was a massive red circle on my chest. And it was like a perfect circle. And I went to Vivian and I was like, hey, I'm not like allergic to metals or anything. Like I have this massive red circle on my chest. And she was like, oh, it's already working. That's great. She was like, your energies are starting to align. And that's why right there in the center of your chest, you have that big red circle. She was like, you really needed some work done. And I was like, what? Like it, and it really kind of started switching my mindset. Like, this isn't all horseshit. Like there gotta be something to it, and maybe that was like my opportunity to like see the unsensible, like not a lot of people get that opportunity. That's why people just don't believe. But that was like, I felt like that was like my moment that was like given to me. Like, here you go. You wanted your proof. Here you go. And so like, I can't prove anything about it, and I don't know like what it was to this day, but all I know is that she was very, very confident that my energies were realigning. So, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Dude, it's a lot. It's a lot. But, there's some people that just live by it. It's their lifestyle. I mean, some people are, and they see things that others don't see, man. Yeah. I think I'm hearing it before I'm seeing it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because seeing things like that can trigger migraines. Yeah. So,
yeah.
Like synesthesia, when I first started learning, how to really get in the middle of a note, it was too much. Like the sensory was too much to where my brain said, I got to make that a color.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Right. And then boom, migraine.
Wow. Dude, that's pretty wild.
So how has that kind of shaped the way you learn things? Because I mean, you obviously are a very intelligent individual. You have credentials that maybe we can't talk about, but like how has that kind of shaped your maybe not career, but the way you just look at the world?
Yeah, I think it starts making. So I'm not going to preach, dude. I hate when a friend of mine from Japan once said that the problem with Westerners is what you think you think I should know. That's what he said. You know what I mean?
I love that.
He's like, don't mess with my free will, dude. Right.
Yeah.
So I don't I kind of keep I've internalized that when I think about, stuff like that. So, for me, it's like a daily ritual just to keep my shit in line. You know what I mean? It's like my whole thing is trying to maintain mood, trying to adhere to certain regiments of medicine and therapy and meditation just to keep my shit together, you know? So I keep things really simple on this front. I just do like grounding. I do a lot of grounding, clearing energy. I do a lot of visualization, trying to pull it into the third eye. And that comes with some cool stuff, but it can, I'm sorry, alarm went off. And it comes with some cool stuff.
The chicken alarm.
That's going to happen soon. Right there.
Yes. I can't wait.
I don't know if it'll happen, but I'm sorry.
No worries. So I realized that I didn't word my question very well, which I often do. But you had mentioned that working with tech as you do and having kind of this experience of, man, if you visualize something hard enough, it starts to become a visual representation of color, and then it gives you a migraine. How does that affected your understanding of tech? And I know you work with computers, so that's more what the question was about. Like, do you think about things that others really kind of miss or maybe overlook?
Yeah, you know, I think any time in tech you're trying to bring something from an idea and build it and bring it and develop it, you know, it has to come with an awesome team, you know? And so I think that energy, that same kind of dynamic that's playing out in a music situation also plays out with, you know, a team of like engineers, you know what I mean? Yeah. And it's the same vibe. And like certain people want to work with you and certain people don't. And that energy takes on its own thing. And there's that same kind of thing in the jam that we talked about, that kind of dynamic you see in sports. You also see in like areas like that. But there's also cool stuff that happens. Like I saw a dude thinking about a patent idea, right?
Yeah.
And he had this like purple, not for real, this is what I saw in the mind's eye, right?
Yeah.
He had like a purple, beautiful octopus type texture come over his eye right here. And as he's talking to me, his eyes started to water. Yeah. And so, but it was a flash, dude. It was the same kind of space that you're in when you're jamming, you know, it kind of flexes in there, you know?
Yeah.
And suddenly I think that's at the end of the day, for me, I would think that the ideal would be to be in both the astral and the physical at the same time. Like I think what they call a continuity of consciousness, right? So you have the astral plane, you know, there's sort of spirit land and soul land and physical and etheric, you know, and there's all these kind of bodies that you're kind of working within. And I think you see psychics, and I think you've all mentioned some and probably met some that are kind of straddling that space. And I think it's like an augmented reality. It's like they're able to not only close their eyes and see different things, but they're able to do it with their eyes open. Right. Yeah. And that gets pretty heavy. So like, but that's like a full-time gig, dude. That's like a lot of work. You got to go and, you know what I mean? That's like a shitload. So for someone like me, I'm just like, dude, ground and fill it with love. Ground, fill it with love, and cut the negative shit away. Cut it away and really pay attention to my emotions and my moods and what I'm doing on a Thursday night and who I'm talking to. And looking at myself as a stranger going, why am I doing this right now?
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? But dude, I'd rather do this than an AA meeting.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Right?
I mean, for quitters.
I'm speaking from experience. So that's my opinion. You know, I'm again, not trying to preach at all.
Dude,
it bothers me when people preach, man. It's scary.
Except for James Brown.
Yeah, that's different.
You're very far away from preaching, man. It's like you hit so many things that I relate to, not only because I've been in the tech industry for a while, just doing graphic design and front end development. But man, the thing that you're talking about when you build a team, when you're put together with a team, you know, you're all getting paid a salary, and some people you all do different jobs. And man, I've been in a few companies that have worked really well for a short amount of time, and then someone leaves, totally throws off that jam vibe, man. You lose your lead guitar player, you know, analogy. You lose that drummer that had that fucking pocket fill. And it's so crazy. I just want to commiserate with you guys at how special that is. Like,
Very special.
it translates, I think, into all not just the tech industry, but any job. You know, like
Absolutely.
think about like the most fun you had at like a family reunion at one point. Where like, man, that was so fun. You know, like a bunch of people together. Like maybe you were doing some kind of like thing or field day kind of exercise or whatever. I don't know. But I'm just kind of talking about like having a bunch of people together working on something that it only lasts for a short moment. And how do you hold on to that? You know, like how do you?
I think you gotta. I think you like. You have to almost train yourself to be like that person that can adjust and adapt. You know, if you can adjust and adapt, right? It's almost like So this is gonna. It can be kind of a positive and a negative, right? Because like, in my field, I have to adjust and adapt very quickly. I don't have time to sit around and like, this is kind of where it gets negative, but like, it's almost selfish that like, you almost don't have time to like worry about everybody else's feelings at the moment because you've got so much stuff to do. And I'm adjusting and adapting, like, and you expect, everybody else to like, hey, adjust, adapt, let's all move on. But it's not that easy for everybody. Not everybody can do that. So, things do start to fall apart around you. And then it stresses you out because you're like, wait, I just adjusted, adapted. I'm doing everything that I'm supposed to be doing. Why can't you guys follow along? But some people just can't get in that headspace to move with it. They just can't find that flow.
So, it's really cool too. What I found, it's kind of like really, in my experience, it's become evident to me that being on a mission is pretty powerful, and having a team that comes together around something like that. It's really, I think when you start focusing on building something, and let's say music, let's say an album, and you're fully spot on, all about commerce, that's what you're focused in on, right? Like everything starts to have that flavor to it, right? That it's all sort of commercial driven, right? Mm-hmm. So you're thinking like customer and brand and all that kind of crap, right? Right. But if you flip it and you're like, what I'm thinking about in music is trying to capture that thing we were just talking about, right? Yeah. And seeing if other people can feel it, see it, but not like distributing it, like just trying to get really behind the art and really create a great product. You know what I mean? And that, or a work might be a better eye. See, I'm trained capitalist, right? You know what I mean? So it's like, I have to, that for my art, I'm trying to move that out. I don't want to think about that, man. Like, I don't want to, I don't want to like I want to keep it as organic as I can too. Like that for me is a mission. Just really voices, an acoustic guitar, just keep it simple. I don't know if I'm answering your question, man. That's just how I feel. I think it's mission, like your mission, man. You're not out there. You know what I mean? You guys are focused in on bringing normal people in.
Yeah, I was gonna say, man, like this feels natural. Us chatting. What doesn't feel natural to me is kind of the forced narrative going on right now. And I hate to get this. I hope we don't get political with this. We try not to be political on this podcast, but have you been feeling like a little weird about like the shit that's being like, just take it? Does it feel weird to you at all?
Yeah, man. It's so wild. So, here, like I've not spent a lot of time researching this subject, the phenomenon. I have not spent a lot of time. I think 95-ish with John Mack's book kind of blew my mind a little bit just because of where, I'm coming from. But, here you are like watching a 60 Minutes episode with this guy named Lou Elizondo, right? And you're like, this guy's well-spoken. This guy seems legit. Because in this subject matter, man, it's, to me, it's all about character of where the information's coming from right now, to me.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I haven't seen the data. It's supposed to be in a public place. I mean, I've seen the research and so forth, but I'm really depending on a lot of character right now that's coming through. I don't know if that's weird to say, but anyway, it scares the shit out of me, dude. It's the fear factor here to some degree. Yeah, to a big degree, probably. Right? Like, holy shit, what's the answer to this? Now, one thing I know for sure, the tech exists. If that data is correct in the eyewitness, the tech exists, right? So cool. How do we go? How do we do this? Can we get rid of cars? Whoa, that'd be great, right?
Sick.
Fucking hey, that's
flying around, man.
Like, what's the practical application here? Get rid of trucks on the road. Done. That's fucking awesome, right?
You put the tech on a 64 Impala, and me and Ben fly it around.
Yeah, and it's just us,
right? You're gonna use some kind of gravity fucking tech to create a space for yourself to move about at will to some degree, I guess. I don't know. It's but I think there's a great fear there. And I think if the answer, to me, I've always thought about, what's behind matter, right? On a quantum particle scale, right? I think the answer is consciousness. For lack of a better word, I think I've been doing time in the universal mind kind of thing, that's going on there. And I think what we're learning is that you can manipulate that matter at such a small degree and kind of open it up, right? So time and space become a thing, and that's what. But I'm still scared. Like, what do I listen to? Like, you just go down all these rabbit holes, and it's like people are saying, there's some kind of a virtual reality event going on right now. Have you heard about this?
We got a little sneak preview on Spaced Out Radio with Dave Scott. They had a couple guests on, and I think Danny Sheehan.
I think so.
Is a part of this thing. Dude, honestly, I'm so out of the loop. I should be in the loop, but there's like that event going on with Lou Elizondo. Which, by the way, Lou, he's a dope dude. I don't know. I can't speak for...
He has a parapsychology degree. He has experience in parapsychology. I haven't heard anyone talk to him about his parapsychology application. Like, where are you? Dude, where are you? What's going on? Why do you have that?
I think there's... he is a very intelligent dude. Also just fucking chill. We had a great conversation with him, but
what he's saying, right? It's like, you can be on the fence all you want to, but like just... at face value, when you're chatting with the guy, he's like regular dude, right? It's really strange. Like, it's strange.
And go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no, I was literally gonna say it's really strange again. That's all I was gonna say.
Again. But like, at face value, if you read a transcript, then you got all the information that you need. But if you're watching him, and you're going to realize that's a normal human being that has, this is what he does, man.
Exactly.
What do you expect, dude?
Right?
Like, stop trying to get him in a trap, dude. Leave him alone. Leave him alone.
The dude hasn't lost his security clearance.
Yeah.
No.
Chris Mellon's not in jail.
Nope.
Yeah.
Right.
So what does that tell you?
And I really enjoy listening to the interviews with those two dudes.
Yeah.
And I guess there's a lot of people like that used to work for Lou that are out there now in certain organizations. That's kind of interesting, right? But this Danny Sheehan event. This event.
Now,
what the hell?
I'll tell you what now.
So put the virtual reality multiplayer thing to the side for a minute. Look at New Paradigm Institute. It's Danny Sheehan's site, right? And just read it. I'm not going to go into it. I'm not going to critique it. But that scared me. Like, and the stuff that they're doing with summoning, that scares me a little bit. Maybe I'm fragile.
Wait, summoning? What does that mean, summoning?
Oh, people are doing that. What is it? Close Encounters of Fifth Kind.
CE5?
Yeah.
Wait, are they mixing the two, the virtual reality and CE5?
So, dude, look at the speakers and look at like New Paradigm Institute that Danny Sheehan runs. And there is an ideology behind it that has references to like the Catholic Church and Jesuit. Am I saying that right?
Yeah, Jesuit. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was noticing there's a lot of like religious icons and like
All-seeing eye.
Freemasonry stuff all over it, and it's like,
yeah, dude.
How would you do that?
And some of the speakers at that event, I think one in particular. Remember that guy Justin that you guys interviewed?
Yes,
dude.
From
dude, the founder behind all that, is speaking at that event.
Cool,
dude.
Oh, it's like dude, what's his name? Damn it, Reed.
Oh,
it's the new message.
Yes.
Yes.
God damn it!
So you got all that
Reed
converging.
Reed Summers. That's it.
Summoners. Okay. Sorry. So we're talking about the environment, the digital environment, right? Like, sorry, but like the VR thing, that was cool though. They did like a practice thing on SOR. It was sick, dude.
Yeah, that technology is pretty cool for sure. I'm not dissing this tech at all. I used to work for a competitor to Second Life. I don't know if you guys know what Second Life is.
I downloaded Second Life. I've dabbled. I flew around. It was fucking fun. I got to fly,
it's fucking
dude.
Cool, but that's not the space I want to meet any sort of entities in, dude.
Right.
I'd rather figure out how to like meditate with you dudes and fucking cruise in the astral plane like it's a video game, right? I mean, that'd be like gather a bunch of people and do the same thing CE5 is doing. I think some people call that a coven. But is it?
Do you feel like there's going to be like at some point in our future history, maybe we won't even see it, maybe we'll just see the beginning, but like, do you think there's going to be a split between humanity, part of us is going to want to stay human and organic, and the other half is going to go towards this singularity?
Yeah, that's so wild. And it's interesting to see, like, on the spiritual front, people are talking about an omega point, right? And on the tech front, we're talking about singularity. And we're talking about on the tech side, like Moore's law colliding with massive amounts of big data in the market and more and more processing and more, so you have all this exponential growth in technology, which is just crazy,
right?
Where's that going, But I don't know, man. I think a computer will eventually like get to everything that our body can do, except like that part that's not physical.
Yeah, man.
I don't know how it's ever going to do that.
I feel like it's going to be like a very attractive idea, and most people are going to like want to hop into this like singularity, and they're going to be like, yeah, like why wouldn't you want to just know everything, right? But I feel like there's going to be a point to where like the tech can only go so far, and even though it's going to take you longer as a human to like become that like spiritual being or reach those levels, like there's going to be like the more to it than you would ever be able to experience in a tech reality. I don't know. Like, I feel like the tech would probably do a good job at like going really fast, and it would be very immediate, and you'd be plugged in, and it's like, whoa, this whole world I never knew anything about, right? And that's kind of like the give and take, right? As a human being, if you choose not to do that and you choose to like further your consciousness as far as it'll go, you may not even reach that point, but you're counting on future generations of humanity to take what you've learned and expand on that and continue growing into a point to where maybe like technology just really doesn't have a space for, right? It may not understand it, right? Maybe this thing is just so much bigger than you could possibly even conceive, like one of the coolest theories that, me and Ben have heard. Well, I can't speak for Ben really, but for me is they talk about how like the Greys, right? Like maybe they evolved too fast. They reach this technological point to where their spirituality and their consciousness stopped growing, right? And so they can no longer go any further. And maybe some of the, if they are harvesting DNA or making hybrids, is maybe they're trying to de-evolve themselves back to consciousness state so that way they can further themselves consciously more than they did technologically, because they've reached this apex where they can't go any further. So, that's kind of an interesting thought. I don't know,
Turtle, your thoughts.
how much water that holds, but I mean, I think that's kind of a cool idea.
Oh, dude, that's a trip. But the other side to that is this spiritual path where they're talking about a similar type of what they're calling, people talk about like some future event, and people title it an omega point. I'm using that vernacular because that's what the new paradigm is. I think if you listen to Terence McKenna talk about this subject, he'll talk about something in the future that combines those two things and is pulling you along, right? So what is that thing? People try to define that. What is it? It's just pure love energy, man. Back to the, I don't like dissing the physical body.
Me either.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't think, I think hedonists can get to heaven, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I
I get managing my anger and my appetites. Like, I dig that. You know what I mean? I kind of keeping that kind of in line, but yeah, dude.
The conversation about bringing something from the physical world, I think that was a story that Dennis McKenna said on Rogan that I remember that I'm speaking to, that he and his brother Terrence had when they were taking it was the red cap with the white spots, like the Mario Luigi mushroom, and they Muscaria something for like a week straight, bro. And they came back from that experience saying, we have found in this realm that we've come to a conclusion. They came to a conclusion. I don't know if I think it was more Terrence than Dennis. I think Dennis was more or less just like translating. Hey, Greg, thanks for the super chat.
And Norwegian Terrestrial, man. Thanks for the super sticker, dude.
Norwegian Terrestrial, bro. Holy crap. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it, dude.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
We got to give our shout outs and say thank yous, man. We just started being able to do the super chat thing, man. So it's kind of cool, man.
Yeah.
It's pretty interesting. We really appreciate that.
Yeah. Okay.
Very cool.
Yeah.
You have a cool community, man. I like your community. Dude, it's very,
we have the best crew, man. Like, everybody's super chill, man. It's amazing that we have the support we do, man.
I even feel like we've converted a few trolls. Like, they would hop on and like now they're just like, so can you ask them about this? Like it's fun, man.
Yeah,
it's really awesome. I love it. Love it, man.
Yeah. But dude, so talking about like bringing some like perfect segue, like bringing something from the astral realm or the consciousness realm into something physical. This is what we're doing right now, man. Because Turtle, we chatted with you. We communicated telepathically, if you could say it that way, because all you did was look at a computer screen. It's not a body,
dude.
And you received communication over vast distances and something that's invisible. And like somebody that grew up 100, 200 years ago, you try to explain like how we're like what we're doing right now. Impossible.
Right. Exactly.
Like how did you guys end up like talking? Well, it's kind of invisible. Hold on, wait. But you could see each other, but it was like a screen. Anyway.
And it's light. There's light going down a tube.
Dude, there's light and all this like stuff.
Yeah.
But like, I just want to close that idea of the Terrence McKenna thing of like taking that idea of pure love energy and making it a physical thing. He didn't have a name for it. And dude, one of our emails, Turtle, was talking about the Tesseract. The Tesseract.
Yeah.
I would love to hear your thoughts and how that maybe could relate to what we're talking about right now. Because what you said was really, really awesome.
I think what's really cool about, like, I'm loving these shows, man. Mandalorian.
Me too.
Baby Yoda, dude.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
The cutest little thing in the home.
Sorry. So Loki. So what I loved about Loki is his realization that the power within the Tesseract itself now gets broken, and it's the thing inside the Tesseract, right? And then he gets to this space where it has no power at all,
right?
And people and nerds use it as paperweights, right? So it's kind of like what a great metaphor. It's kind of like when you read, like I've read a ton over the years, right? I love reading. I've read a ton, but I can't remember all the words, dude. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
Yeah.
I've taken something from each one. And when I revisit those books, I learned something new because I came at it from a different angle. It's almost like when you read when I read certain text, there's like a cipher to it. Like if you read a bunch by one, like totally consume an author, like Jung, go back to like the 7 Sermons to the Dead, I think it is, the Red Book, I think it's called, and see where he started from and then how that kind of evolved out. Mm-hmm. Or if you want to knock your socks off, go read Rudolf Steiner and Anthroposophy. I mean, that stuff, all that stuff is so, and you go forever in it. You know what I mean?
We need to start a book club, a turtle book club, by the way.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
I lost my place. Help.
Oh, sorry.
Tesseract.
Yeah. Sorry, dude. So we're talking about.
It's sort of that. I'm back.
Okay, all right, cool. I was gonna help you.
I get so excited. It's all the chemicals. So it's kind of like, for me, it was that realization, like what a wonderful way to tell me how important, what's really important. And to see like suddenly Loki, this thing that he valued so much, it's just the paperweight. Like that realization, that emotion was so awesome. I just really, I just thought that was cool, how they told that story. I don't know. It just made me think about just all those things. And even like, what a great metaphor to apply to the physical body. Yeah. Right. Like, so I don't know if I want to end up being a paperweight, but
like, so I'm still trying to understand it. So like, is it the body is something and in the soul is the tesseract, to where like, it's something that exists on a different plane that could possibly be a throwaway object to something? Is that like a nihilist way of looking at it? Or is it like the opposite, where like we see our body as something that we could just do whatever the fuck is, it's a temporary thing and our soul is eternal, whatever. I don't know. I'm just kind of challenging you on that. Like,
oh, for sure. Yeah. For me, it was just a sudden realization that so much importance you put on a physical object, it ended up not being the actual thing that was powerful. You know what I mean? I think it's that simple. Yeah. And I just applied that and this was the email back and forth. I was just like questioning how could I apply that to a human and myself and think about what's the soul? What's that spark that's in me, right?
Dude. Also, man. Well, first off, great, dude. Love our conversations on that. You let me down a path with the email, Joe, dude. I know you've seen Animorphs, right? We've talked about this.
Animorphs,
right?
Yeah, dude.
Bro, square, glowing thing.
Yeah.
Okay, Turtle, you might not. This might be a little. This is maybe a little after. Anyway, there was these books called Animorphs, dude.
And it was like a TV show in the 90s, like a kid's show.
Yes.
It was kind of like Power Rangers, except for they actually morphed into like a spirit animal.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
So this alien species comes down and they're like centaurs. They're like half horse, half humans. And they're like blue, super cool. They give these teenagers, because like teenagers, you have to add all the responsibility.
Teenagers are really good at karate. Apparently.
If we know anything about it
in the 90s.
Only in the 90s.
Yeah.
If you know anything about history, teenagers are the best to save the world.
Yep. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I mean, the list goes on and on, right?
Yeah. But like,
Robin was the real hero in Batman.
Dude, that's such a good point. Okay, so again, this is like another cube object that was given to these people that was like this power source, and you could do anything with this idea, this archetype. But in this particular show, if they touched it, they would turn into whatever spirit animal they connected to. So some people would turn into like a majestic stallion, and the other would turn into a skunk.
Yep. Or like a cheetah. Or a wolf,
or wolf,
or a sea monkey.
That's cool.
or sea dude. I would turn into a sea monkey.
We would just turn into sea monkeys and be totally useless.
I think part of it too was I was enjoying watching the bad god suddenly get, nailed and brought into line. You know what I mean? And then suddenly, like that show's crazy fun to watch and think about.
Dude, so we're talking about Loki with the
yeah, because that's where the metaphor came from. You're right. I was just like trying to express that, and
I thank you for
feeling I got from it.
I thank you for bringing that back, because that's it. That's what we were talking about. But so, dude, the end of it, I don't want to spoiler alert, but the end of it, like, you realize it. Should we have just stayed on the trajectory that we had with the one timeline, or just let it go amok?
Well, dude, let's not sidestep something though. Like, he fell in love with himself.
Oh,
right.
Oh my
Dude,
god,
that's
right.
kinky.
Yeah.
Oh,
That felt a little wrong. I was questioning, how do I feel about that?
dude, you're not, dude. I had not thought about that. That's totally what happened.
That's just awesome.
Freaking
That's
Loki,
so awesome.
man. Joe, have you seen the Loki stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Dude.
Yep.
Okay.
I really enjoyed it.
So
Yeah.
When I first saw it, I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this, but I watched it and I was like, holy shit! Like,
do you think there's a version of Joe that's an alligator?
oh yeah, definitely, or a sloth,
Well, dude, let me ask. So,
a kangaroo.
So I you kind of just blew my mind a little bit earlier, and I just processed it. You just came around to chakras. How about past lives?
Yeah.
Yes or no?
What do you know about past
I
lives?
think so, dude. I think there's something to it. I really do.
I've had some flashes, but then I went and got read. I went and someone like told me about 3 of my past lives. That was a trip, man. And then I started thinking about that more, and I felt like I started to get connected to that, right?
Yeah.
And then like my visualization and my imagination and fantasizing, like, I think daydreamers are just professional meditators, personally.
I'm a master at that.
Yeah.
Right. And so then I'm like, oh,
focus on
can I communicate with them?
Dude.
I don't know. You probably could.
Dude.
So these flashes, describe these flashes.
Here's one. Winter was coming. It was Colorado. It was native pre-white man. And there was a problem. There was an anticipation of early winter, and they were trying to figure out how to move their crops. And so I was like in a dialogue with that. Right? It's kind of interesting. So it's not like I was there when the Red Sea parted. Yeah, everyone's looking for shit like this.
Yes.
Like, whoa, like, is that real? Yes or no? Well, it's definitely my imagination.
Hold on though. Cause dude, like I've really loved this topic, man. And something that specific is tweaking my interest, because you're not just describing something visual. It's also like, there was like a thing to be done that was very specific to like the time of year. And I don't know, man. I think there's something to it.
Yeah,
there's something to it.
And I've gotten, dude, there's people that have been on your show that can like help you clear your energy and help you align stuff and give you information, right? And there's people out there that have that. It's call it an art form or what have you. And I think if you're open and I felt, I shouldn't say that. My experience was having that interaction with someone who has that ability helped kind of, we can call it frequency, vibration, energy, whatever we want to call it, something, I don't even want to say evolved, something changed. It's almost like, I have thought is a sense now.
Right. Yeah, dude. Yeah. Like, it's so weird how sometimes like you just know stuff or like you're just inherently good at things. Like it's almost like you've already done it, but you've never done it, right?
Dude.
Not in this life, anyway.
Yeah, for sure. My first experience really kind of going through a visualization of grounding myself, just a real basic thing. It's like day one of, the class. Someone I hadn't, and they were like, bring yourself back to you and cut the negative ties and really reclaim your power. And I was like, oh, that's a cool visualization. And dude, when I was 15 minutes afterwards, someone who had I had a very negative relationship with, a former musician, texted me. I had talked to him like over a year.
Whoa.
And I had cut part of that off, right? And you talk about people leaving a group, dude, it's crushing. It's so crushing, right?
Yeah,
when something like that happens, especially if you have that sort of spiritual vibe going with a group of folks, you know what I mean? So how about that? Come circle around, right?
Dude, like that is an archetype that commonly happens with most bands. Fortunately, dude, I feel like me and Joe have been very lucky. Like we had the same group of dudes. We never got mad at each other. Well, we got annoyed with each other, but there was no bad blood. It all ended cordially.
Oh yeah.
So that psychic tie is not tainted. It's not muddied. Which I know that happens often, dude. Like all of the people that we used to jam with, play with, do shows with is like, wait, you still have the same singer? You still have the same drummer? You still have the same bass player? What? Like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing right? And we're like,
right.
I don't know, man.
We practice once a month.
Yeah. We don't write any new songs.
We just keep picking up shows, you know?
Dude, you're alive though, man. It's a pandemic. And like I went to my heart doctor the other day. It's like, dude, you gained 20 pounds. I said, well, I'm fucking alive, dude.
Yeah.
Love that answer.
Like, so what? I'm 6'6". I can spare 20. That's not a problem.
I can spare 20.
Yeah, seriously.
Dude, I put it right there. You know what I mean? It's like, I do this all day long, dude. PowerPoint after PowerPoint and Zoom after Zoom, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God. It's just, it's so much. I try to turn camera off after a while, stuff like that. Can we go back to, I think part of the reason that I was drawn to you guys is because the approach you're taking to this is exactly how I feel, like how you guys are approaching this. Overall, when I look at, I did this, watched a bunch of your shows, your podcasts, and they're great. So, coming back to the whole, so 60 Minutes kind of blew my mind, to be honest with you, and so I went back, took all the nightly head meds that I was supposed to, got into a bed and watched, podcast, right? And one of yours came up with this guy, Lou. So I started first one was New York Post, right? Some basement tapes or some stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And he's talking about in one generation going thousands and thousands of leaps in technology, what I mean? Like talking about this one generation going millions of years or something like the terms he's using are crazy. And he's basically saying it's not us. It's not any of them. Right. We don't know what it is. And then you got people coming out and opposing that. Right. And they're saying, oh no, it's ours. It's the physical stuff is ours. And, you question these guys. As soon as someone starts going after someone's character, they've lost the argument. Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's how I feel, at least. And it's kind of like the guy, like that UFO show, J.J. Abrams, calling someone an idiot, regardless. Yeah, stuff like that is not cool, man. And it seems so flagrant and obvious. But what we're hearing from people who have maintained their security and seem very, smart and honest. And if you look at all the shows he's been on, he's telling you a big story, I'm tending to believe him, but what is it? I tend to think it's probably something from that astral realm.
Yeah.
Coming into this space.
Yeah.
And I think there's I think there's laws and rules, and I don't think not like the Galactic Council, which is a trip, and that's a whole show for you guys, right?
Seriously,
yes.
Like, dude, but there has to be like it's probably not allowed to come on this side, pulling from the spiritual into the physical and manifesting. It's probably a no-no, I would suspect.
The rule has to be that they can't mess with your free will, so they can't tell you.
Right. You would
That
think
has to be the rule, right?
I would think so. Right. Exactly. But now the issue's being forced.
So what does that tell you then?
Yeah. Right.
If the issue's being forced, I'm not saying a statement here. This is just like a gut feeling. Like,
dude, why? The why. It's the why. It's the why. It's the why.
It's the why. So they can't tell us the truth. They're going to tell us something that might benefit something.
Right.
So
and probably not us.
Probably not us. Whatever's going to make the most money, they're probably going to. That's where my head goes, dude. And this has nothing to do.
The monetization aspect of it has to be there. Yeah, I mean, in that event that's happening right now, it's like $250 to get in the door or something.
I just want to say like that. This has nothing to do with like how I see Lou or anybody that we've talked to on the podcast that is a part of that thing. That's I'm not talking shit, man. I'm talking about this message that is being again just force-fed down our fucking throat, man.
Right? It's like, hey, just hold your nose and eat this.
Yeah, dude.
And you're like, really?
But here's an idea, guys. Is it actually medicine? Is it going to come down? Is it going to go down bad but ultimately heal you?
Or is it McDonald's where it just tastes good immediately, but in the long run, it just doesn't do anything for you, right? And that's kind of how I felt like the new report and all that stuff. It was like, hey, here's some McDonald's, and everybody was like, yay! And then like later on, they were just like, I don't even remember what was in the report. Like, what was it again? Like, it didn't really do anything for anybody almost. Like, I mean, yeah, it was interesting and it was cool and it was exciting and it was fun and there was a lot of buzz about it. And man, people who aren't even into UFOs would be like, oh, yeah, I hear that there's going to be some like alien report coming up. And you're like, oh, yeah, I guess so. It's just, there's two sides to that coin, and it's kind of just like, what's your gut feeling say? Like, I mean, my gut's not always correct, but the force feeding thing is a little strange. It's like, okay, 70 plus years of this. And now all of a sudden it's like, hey, listen to me. Like, it's just a little strange, and it's like,
right.
And there's a lot of this, with this message, there's a lot of people who are on the pro side of this message, and they're like, "Oh, you're just being a naysayer or a negative Nancy." But it's like, well, I'm not trying to be like a wet towel about the whole thing, right? But at the same time, isn't that a little strange, right? That it's been like, no, and then all of a sudden they're like, "Hey, I've got all this information for you. Let's put it on every major news outlet,"
Right,
and it's like,
exactly.
Okay, it's just weird. It's just a little strange. And everybody should be okay with the skepticism,
Yeah.
I think you have to be, dude. I think like spiritual scientist, right? It's kind of like, I'm going to have a, you know what I mean? I'm going to go test that, like try to figure that out, I don't know. It's wild though. You start thinking about, look how many fucking shows Lou Elizondo went on, dude. And he only has 55,000 Twitter followers. So, dude, they put a full out fucking blitzkrieg communication plan and then went silent. And there's no one from the federal government that I know of that's out in front of this. Right. And Lou and Chris and all those guys seem to be like, oh man, that must be a hell of a marathon, right? Well, but it's interesting too. Like, if just one last thing, if I could, it's really wild to me that Lou went on so many shows on podcasts, and it's really interesting. Some of these places that are now trying to aggregate everything he has said and Chris has said, and trying to kind of tell that story in a fuller sense. Yeah, and then they're basically telling you where we have folks are here,
Yeah.
if they're ET, they're ET. Someone is physically putting technology here, right? And that's, for me, that's where I geek out. It's like, what's that technology,
dude?
right?
Yeah.
Like, holy shit.
I love that.
Because is the math there? That's the first question. Is the math there?
I love that.
I don't know. One of the first things that whole ATIP organization did was ask for papers. Show me technology over the next 50 years, right? And they got the academics to publish that.
Yeah.
They didn't talk about how they applied that. They didn't, and, and then you got people like Bob Lazar, who's been telling his story for a long time, dude. Right. So now we're talking about, and then you have people who used to work for ATIP and are still subcontractors with that whole organization telling us, briefing Congress on physical items, right? And people talking about how some of these have been around a lot longer. Like Jacques just put out help me.
Valet.
Hey, I love him. He's fantastic.
Yeah, he's a cool dude. Jacques pretty cool.
He put out a book recently that talks about in 45, there was a landing near Trinity. Actually, it was a crash. It came in hard, like the length of a football field, and then took a right. Right? And two little kids were there and watched these creatures like make these horrible noises and I don't know what was the term, hover around it.
Yeah.
Right. So he's writing this book, and it's really funny because one of the things in the book he says, he's like, this is real science. He's like, I keep telling the story over and over because this is how you do it in science, not some sort of, and this is my ad lib, but some sort of like entertainment show on, on TV. You know what I mean? Like he's here's field research, you guys, and here's the book, right?
Right.
So that I think I want to be very respectful of the elders in this community people have been researching this a long time.
100%.
Right? And some of those people have gotten really, really upset with this UFO Showtime series. Right?
Like,
dude,
really they were pissed.
Yeah.
They were really upset about it.
3 is what blew people's heads off. They were like, I heard someone on one interview just being like, I wanted to punch that lady in the face. And I'm like, dude, you're a reputable guy. What are you saying that for?
Yeah.
But people are just really, really pissed off about it, which is interesting. So
yeah, I mean, I've heard a lot of them just straight up be like, that was trash. And that's what kills, the UFO community, like that's the type of stuff that we don't need. And it's weird. Cause when me and Ben got into this, man, like we really even now I would say we consider we ride with a lot of the old heads in the community, even though we're really young, because that's who I want to learn from, right? Is all the old heads. They've got so much information. It is absolutely incredible. Yeah. And I think you can see that divide between the old and the young, but you really see a lot of the older people in the community starting to say, look, there's nothing that we can do about what's happening now. All we can do is educate as much as possible and try and teach the younger generation about the history of all this stuff. Now, we're not, history experts when it comes to the UFO field. Most of the stuff and the stories that we know are the historical stuff, right? We know more about the old stuff than we do anything about the new stuff, right? And that's just because there's so much of a foundation there that you can't leave it, right? You just can't leave it. And I can even relate this back to music, man. When I started listening to music, I said earlier, I grew up and I was a punk rock kid. But I loved music, right? And so I literally, for probably 5 years, I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to start in the 40s, And I went to the 40s and I consumed music for about 6 months from the 40s, 50s. Loved the 50s. The 50s rock and roll era was amazing. Yeah. The old honky tonk era was amazing, right? Oh my gosh. I just love it, right? I mean, like Louis Prima is one of my favorite guys of all time. You know, I love that stuff. And then, so I just went by, you know, decade by decade and just really consumed as much as possible to learn the foundation and like where all this comes from. And instead of saying like now, like, oh, I hate the new stuff, right? I appreciate the new stuff because I understand where it comes from, you know, and I can pick out when I'm listening to something new. I'm like, oh, that sounds like something Depeche Mode would have done. Right.
You know, just like reference.
Exactly. And so that's how I feel about the UFO stuff. Like I haven't really dove into the new stuff yet because I'm still so stuck in the foundation of everything that it's going to take a while. And once I understand that foundation, you can blow through the new stuff because you understand the reference and you understand the concepts of everything. So I think it's important.
Totally. It's hard to form it's hard to have a strong opinion to begin with without doing more research and respecting that history. You know, one thing you did trigger in me though is like, it's so funny when I was growing up, like no internet, right? So I'm just parked in the library. You know, I'm going to like AM radio stations trying to borrow, you know, records. You know, I'm getting, you know what I mean? Like you're trying to try to find the box collection for Muddy Waters. You know, where's that going to be? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, who's got that? Do I have a good, where's my favorite uncle? You know, it's like, but it's like, so, and you didn't have YouTube. Like, oh my God, now you can do so much research across almost any subject matter you want, right? Just YouTube and old blues, right? There's so much cool stuff out there. But it's funny, like I grew up with 3 channels, right? And, you know, the kids in this house are growing up with, you know, infinite amounts of opportunity, right? And you think about like, how does that affect them physiologically and biologically? You know, Marshall McLuhan talked about how books affected, you know, the physiological functions of the brain and blah, blah, blah. What's this doing?
Yeah.
We're not going to find out for a while.
Dude, is there stuff morphing? Is my DNA? You know what I mean? Like you start going into, and it's this rapid acceleration with all the processing speed. Like people are like, think about, I'm running at a certain frequency right now, triple that. What happens to my perception of time? You know, that's what people are starting to get into. I thought, now I'm ranting, dude.
Dude, I want to add to that before you start. We do have a question. I want to get to that 509, but the concept of losing time is relative to, in this situation that we're talking about, this scenario where we're reaching for that piece of knowledge that we know that we know. We know that we know the person's name or the subject or the book or whatever it may be, but we are so reliant on Google or looking at my phone to look at what thing did I screenshot, that like we actively, every day I do the same thing. I'll save a video off of TikTok or I'll screenshot something. Like I'll look it up later, but like we're training ourselves to be so reliant on this technology to where we're really not storing. I'm not storing a lot of information, dude. Like,
I mean, I haven't had anybody come to my door in the past 8 years, 10 years and try and sell me a collection of encyclopedias. Right. And that used to be a thing like every year.
Bible salesman in the South too, right?
Right? Yeah, exactly.
Now you got Bible Gateway and like 40 different translations of the New Testament, right?
Yep. But Jehovah's Witness are still like clockwork. They are always there. They're the only door-to-door salesman now. So
they're old school. That's old school.
They're like, literally, just take one. We're just giving them away. 0 APR, 0 finance, 0 down. Just come fucking get it.
0 APR.
They cuss. They're like, okay, Turtle, we have a question from 509. Do you think the CERN buildings could be building new portals to counter the ancient portals? Stargate. Freaking love that.
Oh, God particle. How trippy is it that when they're smashing those things together, they're creating these new elements and they're super fucking heavy and suddenly disappear?
Yeah.
What's that about, dude?
Dude.
Holy cow. I don't understand that science. But, you know, when you start looking at like Planck scale and Planck height, Planck length, and how small that is, and the question of going smaller and smaller, and smaller. And it's like, well, what's behind that? Planck said it was nothing's behind consciousness. That's one of his quotes. 1931 newspaper article. That's a trip, right?
Yeah.
Here's the guy who's like, here are quantum particles, and at the same time, Einstein's talking about time. Oh, and by the way, there's this thing called consciousness behind it all, right? I mean, that's just what is consciousness, though, right? You start researching that, and that'll blow your mind.
Okay, so I've been
CERN
holding
building. I didn't answer the CERN question, did I?
Yes, please, yes.
I don't know.
Okay, all right. Dude, I have a question I've been holding on to.
What a great thing to research.
Yeah.
I'm so bad at interrupting people and like talking over, so I'm trying to be better about that, dude.
It's all good.
And dude, I've been holding on to this question for a while, and I'd love to anybody, Joe or Turtle, anybody that wants to come out. Joe, you mentioned a couple months ago that it feels like we are on the precipice of discovering a new technology, and that's what's coming. Everybody feels that there's something big coming. And Joe, you said it beautifully. You were like, dude, I feel that it's a new technology.
Or I think that the conversation was that all this stuff is like coming out, right? Because there's a new technology that whoever they is already know about it, and it can be utilized. The only way to actually get it to the public and utilize it, though, because it's so advanced, is to start getting the population to think that, like, hey, you can travel dimensionally. Hey, you can go faster than the speed of light. Hey, there's all this crazy stuff that you can do. And the only way for people to accept this technology that is going to be coming out could possibly, only happen, with everybody kind of on the same page. Because if it's not like a new Apple iPhone, right? You're just expecting it to be clearer photos, faster, hold more data, whatever. But whatever this new thing is coming out is going to be paradigm shifting, and it's going to shift the minds of the world. And the only way to get people ready for that, they talk about, we're going to have to get the people ready for UFOs and aliens, right? We got to warm them up to it. But maybe it's not even that. Maybe it's just a technology that we've discovered that they're just using UFOs and aliens as an excuse to open people's minds to the possibilities of what can come. So now when this new technology rolls out in the next 20, 30 years, it won't be like such a surprise, or like just jarring for people.
I fully believe, I don't know, man. I fully believe miracles are coming. I fully believe, and I don't mean that in sort of a Judeo-Christian content or a religious context at all.
Right.
But, I think it's just, there's such a rapid sort of combinatorial sort of ideas having sex and an exponential technological growth happening from that, right? I mean, ideas seem to be, everyone's like, oh, we are the sex organs of, they pull like a Marshall McLuhan. We are the sex organs of hardware. And it's like, well, I feel like the sex organ of an idea. I feel like there's a mind behind all this, right? That's a kind of feel like that. And I think it's interesting too, because you start, so the math, like we're on in science, in my experience, you're on the shoulder of giants, right? And math seems to drive a lot of invention. You always have people like racing to the patent office, right? And you always have this phenomenon of these paradigm shifting ideas or major advancement coming out in like 3 or 4, right? So that's interesting. There's like this redundancy built into science, as it starts to grow. So what happens when that growth takes off at such a rate, and now you've got the experiments and you got this technology? How do you get it out there? So for example, like space propulsion without propellant, right? That's been in the lab at NASA a very long time. DNA configurations to create an exoskeleton for planets surviving in space. That technology's there too, right? Talk about a configurator, dude. Imagine that, like having a shell on your outer cell. Like that's the shit that people from NASA actually in the lab talk about, you know, and their biggest complaint as a scientist, in my experience, is that no one can make like a business case out of it to justify engineering taking it on. Right. So think about that. Like I was joking around with someone the other day. Imagine the guy who comes in on a secret clearance at a subcontractor, and they're like, "Hey, we've got this tech in this back office, and we need to figure out if it's time to bring it out or not." Right?
Yeah.
Right. So you go in, and they're like, "Well, where is it?" And they go, "Oh, it's in these boxes." You know, and you walk over to them, and you're like, "Huh, I'm going to pick the one that's floating."
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know, hoverboard.
I'm gonna pick that one.
You know what I mean? But
And with this one, you like push it and like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
so like it, you know. So the question that I would have for like Jacques Vallée would be, what happened to that craft in Trinity in 45? Who came and got that? You have all this data. Where is it?
Yeah.
Where did it go? Is it the Department of Energy? I don't know. Those guys have some really crazy stuff there. You're going to talk about stargates and all that. I don't know if that's true.
Yeah.
Right.
But someone has that technology, you know?
So I'll interject here with this idea, you guys, is we think of, I've been kind of mulling this over. And I think what sparked the final piece, the final puzzle piece was today. I was listening to Bledsoe Said So. Ryan Bledsoe, if you guys, I'm sure everybody, like, it's the most popular freaking podcast out there right now. But I've been listening to him, and man, great podcast if you haven't heard of it. I was listening to it today, and he said something very small. It was like 2 seconds that it just finally put that final puzzle piece in my mind. It's something that I've been thinking about for like 6-8 months, dude, ever since you said what you said, Joe. Like 8 months ago, bro, about this new technology emerging. I think that missing puzzle piece is a new, not a new technology. It's a new manifestation. You think of technology as taking one thing that's relative to another and transferring energy and getting work done. You know, in scientific terms, work it has a lot of there's a lot of different terms to it, like work equals something, right? There's like an equation to it. But consciousness could be the ultimate, just look, none of that shit matters. If you could figure out how that works, you can literally make anything you want happen. That's the new technology. It's not what we think it is. And in that same breath, aliens are not the same we think are not the same thing that we think they are, or whatever. I'm kind of tripping over my words because it sounded better in my head than it did when I was saying it.
Dude, there's such rabbit holes. I was reading some book from the 50s, and it was basically the UFO report. By the way, you guys did a great job breaking that down. That was sweet.
Oh, thank you. Yeah,
my favorite point in the whole podcast was when I think someone said, should we smoke?
And in typical garage fashion, we didn't even finish it. Yeah.
But you know, like they knew about all these, you know, exotic behaviors and stuff like that in the 50s. They reported on it. So one of the things I read, this is a trip. A book was talking about Aleister Crowley. You know who that is?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
You know who Jack Parsons is?
Uh-huh.
So those dudes were like heavy metal black magic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like really, really like the beast and all that kind of stuff. And the book's whole thesis was Crowley did a ritual and brought forth a demon. Right. Yeah. And that was the beginning in 47 of this whole thing. That's the story of this book. Now, do I believe that? I don't know. Is it interesting? Hell yeah. Because supposedly a whole thing grew up around that, where a group of people took on that thinking. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that group of people were like elitists. And so that's a scary thought. Right. Yeah. So, you know, you start going to like manipulating mass. You got a group of people together to do stuff like that. You know, man, there could be some heavy shit going on.
And like the fact that Crowley wasn't able to finish the work and close the portal.
And Jack Parsons blew up.
Yeah, dude. Like, it's just nuts. Have you seen the Hellier series?
No, someone told me to watch that.
Dude, watch it.
Yeah.
It's a rabbit hole, and it leaves you. I wouldn't say it leaves you unsatisfied, but man, it leaves you with so many questions. Like it even for them, like in the series, like you watch them walk through this whole process and they're just like, dude, we made this documentary basically like hoping to explain something. And we basically like just opened up a whole nother door of questions. And it's literally, dude, like it involves ghosts, it involves UFOs, it involves psychics, it involves, Aleister Crowley and the secret cipher of the ufonauts and all that stuff. And it's just, oh, by the way, Olaf Phillips and his homies, they just republished Secret Cipher of the Ufonauts
cool.
by Greenwald. Yeah.
Final Events is the book I'm talking about. Final Events by Nick Redfern.
Yeah.
That's what I read. That was a rabbit hole and a half, dude.
He did the Bloodline book as well, where he spoke about like the Basque people.
Are you talking about National Treasure, dude?
No, not at all.
Oh,
not even close. You're talking about Nicolas Cage, not Nick Redfern.
I'm talking about Nicolas Cage,
dude.
I don't know. I don't know how this turned into an Australian accent.
Dude, the other book I was going to tell you about is Daniel Pinchbeck, The Occult Control System. Read that one. It's short. It's really short. And dude, he's done a lot of research in this space. He talks about Rudolf Steiner and anthroposophy, which is a whole trip.
Dude.
Yeah. It's
again,
really interesting.
We need to start Turtles book club.
Seriously.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Well, this is a Google Doc, dude. We'll just put a Google Doc and everyone can contribute. Like start to categorize it. Like
we could put like a monthly book from Turtle on our website.
On our website, yes.
And you could just have like a monthly reading suggestions.
Dude, yes.
Yeah. So there's like all these rabbit holes. And I got to tell you, the only one that really doesn't, well, the technology piece is what I cling to, because all these other stories about like dark magic and light magic and the dark lodge and the white lodge and all those things where you start talking about these conspiracies. I have troubles with that because I think it gives elitists too much credit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And big tech, you would think that they'd be organized in government Dude, there's chaos everywhere when it comes to like getting shit done. You know what I mean? And I think there's probably an old guard that might have that technology or that thinking, but dude, they're dying. And certainly their spoiled kids aren't picking up that torch, right? I mean, I don't think, at least. So what is there a transition of power going on? Like why all of a sudden they took? Did you ever see the video that in '95 that Disney did about is it Dreamland? They did some documentary.
I think so. And
they basically came.
The one that was banned. The one that was banned.
Yeah.
So, dude, this happened in '95 already.
Yeah.
Was it like what's the blonde the girl
Marilyn Monroe?
Yeah. She was in it.
No, so she was supposed to be part of an original documentary that Disney was going to do, and then she ended up dying. And then so they put it off, and that 95 one that you're talking about was like the documentary they were going to do. But yes, we've seen that, and it's pretty cool.
So dude, now here in 2021, they actually came out in like 14, right? Where they started talking about the Nimitz and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then now in 2021, where they're kind of hitting hard on the communications plan here, it's just why now? I keep going back to that. And that answer to that scares me a little bit. What answers to that. Right.
Yeah.
Is something coming? Is it technology? Dude. Is it something else? We just don't know. Everyone has their opinion.
Yeah.
What I like to think about it is, guys, you could go down so many rabbit holes, man. You could go in the super negative way. We're like,
totally,
we're all doomed, man. They're trying to control us. They're taking away our freedom of speech. And like, dude, obviously there are like that's happening in a lot of ways, man. But at the same time, I'm gonna circle back to that giving the medicine to a kid where it tastes terrible going down, but at the end, it might be curing something. I always want to be open to that idea and stay positive, but not to a detriment. That I'm like, ignorant and like I'm the fool at the end, right? Like I'm okay looking dumb. I say dumb shit all the time, okay? but I feel like for a zeitgeist of the community and people that are a part of this and are interested in this way of thinking, we're curious human beings, man.
For sure.
We want the truth, but I think we've all got to be okay with we're not going to get the full truth. We're going to get a little parfait, a little sweet, puffy instrument of a dollop. We're gonna get a little dabble do you
A dollop of daisy,
just enough. Yeah,
just enough to keep us going, keep us happy. And maybe you didn't need to know that the bottom half of that yogurt jar was spoiled, and you're better off not knowing that. The top half is perfectly fine.
All right,
but the human mind is like, oh no, if it was in the same container, I don't want it to. If you get that, you get that good at the top, it's fine. So I want to be positive about it.
For sure.
But it's hard, right? Like, it's hard to stay positive.
It is. And part of me too is like, you know what? I'm an adult. I think I can handle it, regardless of my state of mind. Yeah. I feel and if those humans are handling it, what makes you think this human can't handle it? Right? You know what I'm saying? Like, who do you think you are?
That's a really good point.
Something that important, and then like, is there? It would really disappoint me if there was a group of people that were like the diplomats for us to them, unless it was like, oh, they're gonna harvest us next year. You know what I mean?
Right?
Like,
we've talked about that.
I know, dude. There's some crazy MyLab conversations I've heard and stuff like that, and people visiting other dimensions, other planets, people who wholeheartedly their lifestyle is related to that, right? They're like their regular experience with that type of stuff. So again, it's like the characters that I hear telling this story, they have credibility. But I wonder if like you get too close to something like that and like your body just like shuts down or something, because like the vibes are just so off the charts for some people, an
interesting thought, man, is like, maybe if they came down, right? If they came down and they were like, hey, here you go. We're going to tell you some stuff. Listen, right? They tell you, but whatever it is that they're talking about, you just can't even comprehend or perceive what they're saying. So it wouldn't even do us any good in the first place, because whatever they're talking about is so far and advanced that like we just can't even conceive the idea or the thought. And maybe some of these, again, those they people who have had this contact with these beings or whatever, maybe they're just like at that same point, like, we were talking about like, I'm an adult, I can handle it. These guys can handle it. And maybe, they can handle it because they don't even understand what's happening. So they're just like, I mean, we've seen them and we see their ships, but there's nothing to really say to anybody because we don't understand it either. We just know it exists. Which I think for most people, we all just want the confirmation, like, yes, this all exists, right? But then we go further, and that next step is the step that they don't want to take because we wouldn't understand it anyways. Like, there's just no way to comprehend what it is they have to tell us, right?
Yeah, it's a trip too. You look at going back to Lou, because he's made such a presence, and you think about like he had Hal Putoff.
Mm-hmm.
Worked for him, was a subcontractor at ATIP, and Dr. Eric Davis worked for Hal. And so here you have people that know about remote viewing, they know about parapsychology, and it's in the context of security, technology. So, and then they start bringing up consciousness in that same context. So that's a form of communication. So are you telling me that they've been liaisoning with someone for a long time and they're like, well, I'm out, this is too much, my head's gonna blow, you know what I mean?
Okay.
And they're
all
like
right.
someone in the government needs to step up.
All right.
No one's stepping up. Why are they not stepping up? They haven't been trained in these things, right? Hal Puthoff was at SRI down in Menlo Park.
Yeah.
Right. He works CIA. Right. So you got all these guys, and so it's kind of this like mishmash of all these skill sets, right? So it's not just math. It's not just science. It's a whole other area. So that just tells me there's a form of communication here that, you know, it's going to be hard for us to really probably, like you're saying, comprehend, but really accept. And someone asked a really clever question of Lou. They said, you know, how do you think people will feel the next day after they get disclosure or something like that? And he took a long time to answer that. And he was just like, I think there's going to be like a big, I think it was a sigh or something like that. Like a day, almost to me, it was like, I interpreted it as like a day of like readjustment.
Yeah.
Like recalibration of your idea of reality.
I appreciate that he does that. Like, he does take time.
Yeah, he totally does.
You know, all those also, I just wanted to throw this out for the listeners and people who are you know, well, listening.
Hey, Alex, thank you.
Thanks, Alex. All those people that, you know, you had just mentioned, like Eric Davis, Hal Puthoff, like all these guys, they all belong to a group called the Theoretical Physics Working Group. Also nicknamed the Aviary.
Oh, shit,
is something
Joe.
that, you know, somebody who they nicknamed it the Aviary and gave them all bird names so that way they could communicate over the phone and send messages and stuff. But they were all part of this central group called the Theoretical Physics Working Group. And these people are actually, like, from what we know, are behind a lot of the silencing of everything that's happened in the UFO community for all of these years. And what we've learned is that there seems to be a fracture within this group of people, and some want to keep it under wraps and the others want to kind of start letting the information out. So there's like kind of this, you know, this tug of war between this elite group of people who have been in charge of this thing for years right now. And I think that's kind of what we're seeing. We're seeing like this small, not even leak, because I don't think the leaks are leaks. I think it's all 100% intentional. And you see these small little nuggets of information coming out. And the only reason it hasn't just been like, hey, here you go, is because of that other side of the faction that's like, nope, we're not going to do that, you know?
Yeah. And I think, you know, I grew up in the South. I said that to someone one day and they were like, San Diego? I was like, no, dude, this Southeast.
Oh, God.
And, you know, in Carolina, actually. And so I was growing up in like a Baptist, Southern Baptist, right? And then because of a divorce situation, moved into Catholic. Right. So I've got this double whammy in my background of, you know, it's heavy Christianity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think people who grow up in that and people who don't, it's very interesting because that's hardcore. Like if you're researching this and you were Pentecostal or Southern Baptist or even Catholic, this is the devil, dude. Right. This is like, you can't even read Harry Potter in some of that, in some of those ideologies, right? Dude. So like, think of the impact all of a sudden if that thing that you thought was evil or demonic or of the earth or of another place, right, is coming.
Yeah.
And is here.
Okay.
Ryan Bledsoe talks about that, how, because he grew up in the South, in the Carolinas, right? Yeah. And so he went through the same thing. And he's like, you know, growing up, my family always said that these were demons and this was evil. but I watched it heal my dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like, I just, everybody said that you didn't see that. That's all fake. And he's like, it's just a weird thing to have to trust your own eyes and see what's going on. And to call it demonic is kind of just like, I don't know. It's almost just like easy. It's easy,
dismissive,
right?
Yeah.
Very, very.
Right. Can't accept that too much, that kind of a thing.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. But they're not alone. You know what I mean? Like I've seen a lot of stuff like similar. Well, about very similar. Like I really enjoy like visualizing on something. Like I want I want a good parking space. No, that's petty. But like I thought like I moved across the country to Colorado and then to California. And with each one of those, I visualized it. I try to visualize it and then listen to that same similar voice that talks, like I think you guys talked about this, like songwriting, right? There's like a thing that happens there, right? Well, I think that same kind of communication can be with multitudes of things, multitudes of spiritual entities, if you will, the seven muses, right? Like the seven sisters, stuff like that, whatever it is, whatever metaphor you want to use. And it's helped guide me. Like I've concentrated and projected that out. Right. And it guided me. And how did I know that? There were so many clusters of coincidences, so much what I think Jung called synchronicity. I think that would be the term. Right. And that's just like, if you're paying attention, it's kind of a validation. Right. Yeah. So I think everyone has that. Like I was thinking about you and you called. Well,
yeah.
That's it, dude. That's it. You got the can to your ear and someone's on the other side, man. You're connected to somebody.
Yeah.
How is that any different than someone who discovered how to forcefully use electrons through a copper wire and magnetism and make electrons move from one end of the copper wire to the other? How is that any different, man? Like you're making something physically happen. We all just see it as like, yeah, but I did that all the time. I just did poo. Dude, how are we all still talking about the same fucking thing? We haven't accepted that it's fucking real, man.
No, and I think it's real. I've seen a lot in my experience for sure. I think it's cool too. It can be healing. That's like one of the things that I was talking about with shamanism, I started studying that from an anthropology perspective, right? Just trying to understand, like, what is it that the shaman does, right? And that was just a trip. Like, how is that not a priest? How's that not a witch doctor? What's a witch? So, kind of looking at now, I took the Tesseract and went, right? And what is that, man. Right? What is that? What is that thing? You can see it in Buddhism and Hinduism, and even Muslims have a wonderful mystical, and the Jews with Kabbalah. I mean, there's so many cool. There's a great gospel song called 12 Gates to the City, right? And it's the idea that heaven is a city and there's multitudes of ways to get there, right? I think that's how I used to it's a great song too, if you ever look it up.
That's
it's really
cool.
It's old school, gospel, But I think that's the thing, I like the bridge where everyone's just kind of chilling. I don't think whipping my body is kind of the way to get there. Although if that's what your thing is, man, go for it, right?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Yeah. Like if you think you've got to beat your body up, I say I'm pro body. I'm pro body. Yeah.
Pantene pro
dude,
body, dude.
I'm a 50-year-old,
Your beard is way too magnificent not to be pro body, my friend.
I work with a bunch of dudes from India. Like my whole team is from India, and when I cut it, they get mad. They're like, it's too majestic.
Yes.
I'm like, dude, I'll show you a majestic beard right there. That's a majestic beard. This is like, this is I don't have to be an executive beard, like I'm able to, you know what I mean?
Well, Joe's the CEO, so
right on, yeah.
Dude. Cool. So like, man, I'm like putting my Tesseract back together, and how we can, because I want to, I love this this consciousness conversation, and how like, dude, we're so close, and I feel like I'm afraid that I'm at a point where I'm just going to start shitting out of my mouth, and I'm going to regret something dumb that I'm going to say, and I want to bring it back to like, dude, what do we know that we feel strongly in that could possibly lead to this civilization that may be responsible for what we're seeing right now? Maybe it's not us. Dude, maybe I'm totally wrong on this. Maybe it's all connected. But if we could for a second, like, entertain the idea that there is a civilization that's currently on Earth that could be the reason for the Tic Tac and for all these sightings that we've seen. Maybe there's some outliers that are from Zeta Reticuli, that are from the other star systems, and they're like, nope. And they go, the line's too long, and then they go back to their star system.
Yeah.
But like, can we, I just like talking about this. Like, what's your idea, Turtle, on there being a civilization that currently lives on Earth that has a high degree of technology?
So, dude, it's like, okay, you have dimensionality, you have hollow Earth, you've got all these different ways for that to happen. Are they here? I definitely think there's an astral plane and there's entities in it that you can interact with. I definitely think when we dream, we go to that space. Like I believe that, and I believe they're here.
Yeah.
I believe they're part of the sphere. Like there's some great books on the holographic mind, Stanley Groff or something like that talks about. It's really cool. So yeah, I have troubles understanding why they haven't interacted with us directly and have gone through this hierarchy. Like, that's the thing that I can't answer your question perfectly by any means, because it's the question. That's the question, right?
Right.
And tomorrow I might think something different because you just triggered something today,
Totally.
right? And I might go down that rabbit hole and get to the end and go.
That's why it's so fun, right? Because you can't answer that the same way you would answer it tomorrow.
But like James, was it Byrd, who did the Arctic? Took 5,000.
Oh, Admiral Byrd.
Admiral Byrd.
Yes. He brought 5,000 troops there. And in his journal, he talks about like meeting with a group that basically knew he was coming, knew his name, and seemed to be ahead in time on him.
Yeah.
That's a trip, right?
In a crystal city? Like,
dude,
and it's beautiful. It's like 74. It's like California in the Antarctic.
Yeah.
You know? And there's some venturing into the middle of the earth that somehow gets you to the Arctic side. Like holy crap. I'd like to think that's true. I think if they're anywhere, they're under the sea in cold water and high pressure, because if they're running any of that technology, it would be nuclear. And I think, right, in order to create that amount of energy, I would think. I don't know for sure, but that seems to me like a good place. If I was visiting here and I was some superior intelligence, supposedly, that's my ego from a human perspective talking, right? You like that? Right. I don't want to think like that. Am I really that dumb? You know what I mean? Like, holy cow, I can't perceive that. Well, I don't know, man. I want to let's raise all the ships in the bay, man. Let's get together and if there's a space in time that we can all get to together. Right now, we're doing it in our dreams, supposedly, but can we get that continuity to where we can be in both spaces, right? Yeah. Can you have that lucid dreaming, right? I know people who are really amazing artists and psychics who will prepare before bedtime, like wholeheartedly, lifestyle. This is them. They believe it. It's their art. It's like second nature. And they prep themselves before dream time. Yeah. Specifically with a purpose. And they have developed this symbolism within that environment that they're able to communicate with. And sometimes even people that are really awesome and hardcore with this stuff come out and go, I don't know what that was.
Yeah.
I have no idea
Yeah.
what the fuck that symbolism was, right?
Yep.
So there seems to be some kind of symbolism that's occurring. There seems to be an echo of it in the synchronicity that we have in the physical world, right? You know what I'm saying? Like there's something there. And if we can get to a point where it's like augmented reality and my third eye is popping
Dude.
and I'm looking at things, right? That's what psychics can do, right? They can see auras, they can see souls, right? So there's people that know how to do, there's people that you guys know that surround you that know how to do that. So I'm like, let's all get together and fucking raise our consciousness together, man. Let's go over together. You know what I mean? I don't want someone like, if they're here already and they're in that dimension, it seems like we have the tools and the technology just within our physical awesome body to get there. Right.
Yeah.
Now, if they're physically here too, I'm going to go back to the rules and the laws. Be like, are you supposed to be here?
Right.
You know, you little fucking demon. Are you cheating?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Get back.
You little stinker. Wee.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah. But I also believe in, I think I think when you start looking at things like the remote viewing, and that's not so much psychic. I think there's so much literature on that. And now the CIA has released their playbook. One of the interesting things about that playbook or that training is that you don't want to be 100% awesome at it. You want to be like 85% awesome at it. Because the more sophisticated you get, the less effective you are. How about that for a trip? Like the B student, I'm an 85. I'm a B student. You're golden in this space. You know what I mean? If
I've always been a B student.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the B students can get there, dude.
Yes, dude.
Like me and Joe was talking about, like, dude, how did we get through high school? Yeah, we just enough. Just enough. We were smart enough to like be lazy and just shit around in class and make the teacher laugh to where she liked us, and then we passed the class.
Yeah,
like,
man. Yeah, definitely.
Like,
talking about The Cure was the only way that I made it through college writing class, because that dude loved The Cure.
Yeah.
So we'd just sit there and chat about The Cure all the time.
Dude,
anytime we'd be like, Joe, shut up. You're like, but anyway, so.
You see what Robert
Cure's
Smith
awesome.
did lately? Like, yeah, dude.
I knew it was something like that.
Man, the idea, like you said something that was really cool. It kind of resonated with me. And it kind of goes back to this whole like technology or human thing, right? Like we have this, we're trying to create this technology to do something, right? But your body has the technology built into it.
Excuse me. Yeah, absolutely, man. Isn't that's such a trip?
Yeah.
That's right. So it's old tech, right?
Yeah.
It's old tech. I'm curious to know, is our DNA going to a point where that genetic marker no longer exists? Right. I mean, if you look at like all of the Inquisitions and the witch trials, I mean, the Catholic Church did a great job trying to get rid of that bloodline of people that have that power. Right.
Oh, shit.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, that's a trip. So, I mean, where are we going? Is this opening more, or are we going away from it? Because we know that historically the ancient knowledge that was taught in the temples needed a master. Well, it doesn't need a master anymore. You can learn it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You're bringing up all kinds of ideas in my head.
Like the master was the idea of control,
right,
of a population or a civilization, right? And that's
so. What's the definition of?
I don't need a prophet, dude. I don't need prophets anymore.
Right.
What do I need? You know what I mean? Why try to take that? Like it's like Matthew, the chapter where it talks about it's all right here. I was watching the Dalai Lama the other day. Dalai Lama has a podcast.
What's he up to?
Dude, he's chilling. Yeah. He's got a bunch of like teenagers up asking him questions about the nature of Buddhism and stuff like that.
Are you serious? He's like,
dude, it's
what?
so awesome. It's so awesome. It's cool too, because they'll ask him a question and an assortment of different languages. And sometimes he's getting translation, but sometimes he turns off to his folks, his people. And he's like, he's like, what is he saying? What? That's awesome. Some girl said, you haven't visited the temple near me. It appears that it's going to be knocked down. Probably put in a Starbucks or something.
It's some white woman in Uggs.
Yeah. So this young, I think, she said, so you haven't been there, and this is happening. What should I do? And he said, he said, the temple is within you. Heavy, right? The temple, these physical things, it's here. It's here.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
dude, I'm just it's also this. I'm just spinning off. I apologize.
This is what this podcast is about. It's about spinning and just saying what feels good. That's what the podcast is about.
I had this awesome professor who used to get called by NASA and other types of agencies like that. And one time in the 90s, I was having a class with him, and he was called to help get images back from Jupiter. Ooh. All these people were just sitting there doing the math, and it's a communications problem, right? It's bits and packets coming across in space, and they couldn't figure it out. So here's a perfect example of a human as technology, right? Yeah. I mean, and people say, "Oh, we don't have the technology to go to the moon anymore." That might be partially true, because these individuals we talked about before, like the 4 at a time that have the patents and they're running to the office.
Okay,
there's only 4 of those. There's probably 4 individuals that if they were taken out tomorrow, our technology would be behind like 20 years. You know what I mean?
Dude.
But there's an acceleration in that. So it's 4, it's 8, it's 16, this massive redundancy that's going on. So when I thought that was really interesting. Again, our bodies, listen to the Dalai Lama, not me, dude. I'm just a turtle, man. I'm just shell. I come out once in a while. I'm like, dude, what the fuck's going on? I got to go back in. No, I'm going back in. I don't know what's going on. This is fucking scary.
Right.
I'm visioning you not as like a land tortoise, but like in Finding Nemo, where you find that slipstream of the ocean, where you're like, you take a break every now and then to like appreciate shit, and then right back in, dude. You're going 1,000 miles an hour.
Totally.
Let's do this.
That's
Dude,
turtle references.
I feel that way too. I feel that way a lot.
Totally. That's awesome. I love that. That turtle's so cool.
So like how I feel like that's an important thing to do though. Like just like for like just a second, my brain's going, I'm just feeling this vibe. For a second, like we can all get caught up in everything and like trying to figure it out, listening to so-and-so says this, and we can do all the research we could possibly do, but you need a break, right? Or else just shit just gets weird. Especially like, dude, I have a weird brain and chemicals are weird. And if I spend too much time in this shit, man, it's not good. It's like taking a break, getting out of that slipstream is good. Just like check the coral for a second. Like this shit's cool. Like this is great. Like guys, there's like trees and birds and stuff, dude. Like trees and birds are cool, dude.
Exactly. Yeah, totally. Ground out, come back. Like I think it's a cool thing that our bodies can do that and go to those places, but some of us just can't do it. Can't see orbs all the time. Can't hear voices all the time. Can't see energy all the time. And I like hearing it and I like feeling it. And if something really weird happens, I hope it's only temporal because I ingested something perhaps too much of. You know what I mean? Yeah. But at least it's done. It's like it happened. It's done. But like, anyway, that's doing it straight up sober. I would need to do it with friends. I would need help, and I need people that know what the fuck they're doing, and it's not foreign to them, that land that we would go to. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Joe was my shaman.
I'm your shaman, dude?
You were my shaman. Remember?
Oh yeah.
Blue. The light tastes blue, dude.
The light did taste blue, but it's all like good, right? It's not scary. It's tasty.
It was.
And we're listening to Zeppelin right now.
Oh, dude, we literally saw Led Zeppelin. I did.
Dude, we went outside and we like stuck our fingertips in that pool for like an hour and a half. Like for an hour and a half, we were just dipping our fingers in the pool. Like, whoa, it feels so good. Like fully clothed, like laying on the pool, like
nice. Oh, yeah, totally. Yeah, in those moments, like, and so an anomaly occurs in moments where there's too much acid or mushrooms or DMT. It's like it's acceptable. That was cool. Oh, my hand! I had my hand burn into a Pete's coffee cup once when I was in college. So I would go to the library pre-internet. and I would just consume books, right? I got into Nietzsche, however the fuck you want to say it, right? And it's just go down into it. And I drink these awesome Pete's coffee because they started in Berkeley, California, right? So this is like early 90s. And it was the best coffee. It still is. I love it. I still drink Pete's coffee. Pete's coffee. No. Anyway.
Ad break.
Ad break. Dick Pillow Cozy.
Yes.
Cozy.
Oh my God, that's
Now
how we
it's
know.
Stonewatch.
That's how we know you're an OG, dude. If you know that reference, dude,
Yes,
that's
man.
fucking
Dude,
awesome.
you know what's really interesting?
That's awesome.
Like you can see like the hesitancy in your first, like, I'm sorry. You can see like the hesitancy in your like first six, like, is this okay? We got an hour,
Yeah.
we're tight, we're really cool, you know, we got this going on. I'll tell you one thing that's interesting. When you guys are separated, your memory goes.
Dude.
You know,
Absolutely,
what I'm saying? Like you
man.
forget the word, but when you guys are together, it's like, you know, you
It's-
got that arc.
It's the
Yes. We've had this discussion on how like the vibe is just way off. If we're not together, you're right. We can't remember stuff. Like
Yeah.
it's just we don't have anything to say. But if we're sitting right next to each other, we could do this till tomorrow, dude. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's just free flow, man. Like we share this like energy together, man. It's wild.
it's
but
nuts,
yeah.
man.
Can I ask a question? I got a question for you.
What's up?
So when you guys are hitting the vape, what are you hitting? Nicotine?
Oh yeah, that's just nicotine.
Nicotine,
Mine's just like it's called a Views and it has pods.
Sometimes.
Oh, right on.
But we do have another vape
It's
that-
a special one.
Yeah.
that shows up on our Cinematary episode. That we definitely. That's why I'm like laughing the entire time. Some fucking highs, balls.
It depends. Like it depends on what we're gonna be doing or like who we're talking to. You know, like if we know that it's. I mean, and sometimes we'll just free flow. Like in the middle of the episode, we'll kind of like look at each other,
Yeah.
and we know exactly like what that look means, and it's like. All right, yeah, we're just chilling now, you know, like, but you know,
That's awesome.
sometimes like if we have like Melinda Leslie on, right, she's got so much information and she will
I don't
talk.
know who that is, but that's cool.
If you want to get into some of the MyLab stuff, she's the leading expert on MyLabs who's been doing research for over 30 years on the subject, and she's actually a MyLabs person. She's has personal experience with the MyLabs. Also part of the hybridization program, and that's from what we understand is how the MyLab stuff started. You know, she's going to be actually in our upcoming documentary. Melinda Leslie, we did an episode with her, and man, she's just got so much information, dude. Like,
She's so dope.
She's so awesome.
But we know that she can talk, and we can get kind of goofy and not have to worry about making sentences.
Yeah.
Because Melinda's just so great at you know, kind of directing the show. So like instances like that are great. Or
Melinda Leslie, Lorian Fenton, and Jocelyn Buckner are our first three friends in the UFO community. Like they're kind of like our mentors, man. Like they're beautiful ladies, and they're all so nice, and it's just awesome that they were willing to kind of like take us under their wing a little bit and kind of point us in a direction of like, hey, you know, like here we go. Here's the you know, here's the skinny on stuff.
Yeah.
And to have somebody be like the leading research on a certain topic, and you know,
killer.
She's actually taken us out to do like the military grade night vision goggles stuff, and she's like, you know, so like what was funny is that like, you know, we listen to the CE5 stuff and like how these things are coming in because they're meditating and they're like they have like this full conscious opening thing, but like we go out with Melinda and you look up and it's like a petri dish of stuff just moving around in the sky.
That's so
And
cool.
it might be because, you know, a lot of people say that like, look, if you've been contacted by this stuff or you've had some sort of interaction, you might be what they consider to be an antenna, right? So they may just be all around all the time. And man, when we went out and saw that stuff, that was nuts, man. And she's got these, you know, she's psychic abilities. I mean, she's an incredible person. Her stories are fascinating, and some of her personal videos that she has are pretty mind blowing. Like, it's not even like what is that
That's
really?
cool.
It's
I'm gonna check
like,
that out.
oh, that's a full on craft.
Yeah,
okay, and
It's like a horseshoe with lights coming off.
not
of it.
only
It's
is that a
fucking UFO,
full on
dude.
craft, but there's 3 F-16s
That's awesome.
hauling ass trying to get it.
After it, yeah.
Yes, like, I mean, her videos are amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, she's just she gives tours and stuff like that, and she's just a very genuine person, man. So we have her on the show. We've had her on the show, so you should check her out. She's pretty amazing. Man, I love that woman. She's a lot.
Dude, it's hard to come out and make a judgment right away without doing that research. I think for me, Like, I like learning more and more about it. I like challenging myself, and being challenged on it is really fun too. It's wild. I wanted to tell you guys this because I think it's a trip, and I don't think a lot of people talked about it. When Portland was going through its craziness, and I think most people know what happened here over the last year and a half, right?
Yeah.
The archdiocese here, the Catholic archdiocese, decided they needed to go and perform an exorcism in a downtown park where all this action was happening. So,
Chaz,
what?
The Catholic Church archdiocese here had a bishop come down and exorcise one of the hotbed parks.
Wow.
Right? Dude, for real. It was in the paper. You can look it up. So that's a trip, right? That's like a big deal.
Yeah.
And it's in public.
Because they don't take that stuff lightly.
No, dude. And the thing, and why do I bring that up? Because I got fascinated by that. So I did some research, and I saw on YouTube a Catholic priest who's an exorcist talk about an instance where he was in a room. There was 5 people, and the person was sitting who was possessed was sitting on a chair, and 5 people in the room, and the person started to levitate, and the priest behind him put his hand on the shoulder of the person to push him back down. The priest who was telling this story saw this happen, but the 3 other people in the room didn't see it happen.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Okay, where have I heard that before?
That's
UFOs.
I've heard that same. When multiple people see the same UFO, they have different interpretations of it.
And some people don't even see it, even
Yeah.
though
Right.
they're standing
Some
right
people-
next to you.
Yeah, they don't even see this huge craft above a galleon of people. I think I just made that word up. Galleon.
It's an
A
awesome-
galleon of people.
Galleon.
It sounded right.
4
Sounded right.
galleons.
A galleon.
Wasn't that a boat?
How many? Just
That was
full galleons.
It's
4
like an old
galleons
Roman
now.
boat, I think.
How much for the sword, sir? 40 gallons. How much?
Boy,
This is ridiculous. This is outrageous.
That's hilarious.
But like,
That's
yeah, like
So, dude, I think it's interesting too when one of the things I'm sorry, someone just popped in. I'm gonna
Burger
have to go
time.
soon.
Right.
hey,
Yeah,
I'm ready
totally.
I'm ready to see your. You got to bring the chicken on at some point. Just before
Oh,
before you go. Before you go.
Yeah, I don't.
Hey, there it is.
Yes, dude!
Yeah.
Dude, that's a
Oh.
great ending right there. Look at that.
Oh my
Dude.
god. Okay,
I
what's your
love
chicken's
that,
name?
dude.
We have to make her famous. Her, him, or her.
Lavender.
So
Check it out though. My wife had a psychic reading, and the person said, "Oh, you're surrounded by flowers." We have 9 chickens all named after flowers. So that's what I think about inexperienced psychics. You got to look behind it. It's kind of like if you're in a meditation and you're seeing something in your third eye and you think it's an entity, and you can keep yourself chilled out. I shouldn't say you. What I see is if I like put. It's kind of like that Harry Potter thing where it's the fear that takes the shape of your fear.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So you've got this filter there.
Yeah.
And if you can chill yourself out, I think you'll see the real thing.
Dude.
Think about that, man.
Honestly,
right? That's how I look at it.
I think that's just so spot on, man. Like, I wish I knew. I'm a huge Harry Potter fan, and I know what that word is, and it's like
I don't
it starts with
remember
a
what it
G,
was,
and I
yeah.
can't remember what it is, but that's exactly what I would think it would be, right? Like it just
Yeah.
manifests what you're greatest fear is, or love, or whatever.
I think there's a lot of truth in that. And my experience is it really will shade what it is you're trying to take in. Dude, my chicken is now on a Van Morrison album. Astral Weeks, dude. That's a sweet album. Astral Weeks.
Dude.
Dude, that's great.
That's cool. Your chicken just picked that album.
Yeah,
dude, she's just there. She's picking at it. She wants to get it played, so I'm gonna have to go now.
Hey,
oh man.
Well, hey Turtle, I just wanted to say, dude, I so enjoyed you being a part of this,
Heck
man.
yeah, man.
Like you're the spirit of this podcast, man. Like anybody that is just has the good vibes like you do, man, like are always welcome to the show. And
Cool,
I'm just
man.
so glad to have met you. And I Joe, if you want to say any closing things, but I always want to end on something positive that we can kind of take away from this conversation. Any last words?
Wow. I think the Dalai Lama said it best, man. You are the temple now. Don't look to anything else, man. You are it. And don't discount your body. Just keep it fucking chilled, you know? Appetites and anger, man. Keep that in line, you know? Keep your emotions balanced. Equanimity, mental equanimity. Know what you're doing. Metaconsciousness, right? Metacognition. Right. Like look at yourself as a stranger. That's the shit I do, man, on like a daily basis. And I'm keeping it simple, man. And I'm keeping it simple, and it's helping me to deal with this heavy. Don't discount how heavy this is. You know, people I think are, and yeah, I can't discount it. It's heavy. It hits me hard, and it trips me out for sure.
There's a lot of us, yeah.
I do need to be careful. I do need to be careful what I listen to and which rabbit holes I go down, because it'll mess me up a little bit.
Yeah,
which is fun sometimes, unless you got to get shit done.
Yeah.
How do you get shit done if you don't get your hands in the? You can't plant a plant without getting your hands dirty, right?
Yeah, and I think working in the garden is fun. I try to get into nature a lot. That helps too. We have beautiful Mount Hood here in Oregon, beautiful coast. Yeah. I'm fortunate to be in a great place. I have a lot of gratitude for that. So
that's awesome.
That's how try not to be a dick.
That's the most positive thing that we could possibly end on.
Dude, hey, that's it.
Don't be a dick.
Everybody be a dick
out there. Just don't be a dick.
Don't be a meanie.
It's so easy to judge. Are we teaching our kids to judge or love? You know, that's how I there's a good ending. Yeah. Like I want my kids to be able to have some sort of, it's amazing. This whole thing is amazing. And the more and more you look at it, just life in general, it's just amazing. And I think some veneration for that every once in a while, it's good for the soul to take that moment, wherever you are.
That's awesome.
Beautiful. That's the best I could do at the end. It's like Almost Famous, where the guy's like, hold on. I'm on drugs.
Oh, man.
Yes.
Dude, cool, yes. Man, this has been awesome. Everybody in the chat's loving you, man. So definitely
cool. I can't see it, so I don't know if they're like, it's fucking Santa.
Oh, no.
Dude. Like,
I'll come back as Santa on the 23rd, by the way. You can schedule me ahead. I'll do the full up for you. You guys come in. We'll just do like Thursday before Christmas. It'll be fun. You guys
be awesome.
You have a kid, you have kids, and you have one on the way.
I'm about to have one, yeah.
Dude, when's that going to happen? If you don't mind me asking.
My daughter's September 30th, so it's our first child, so it might be like a week early. I don't know, man. It's just about to get weird. I'm excited.
Yeah, it is. It's awesome. State of grace, man.
I'm stoked, man. Blessed. I think we're bringing a child into a really interesting time, and I think it's going to be beautiful, man. I have such optimism for everybody banding together over this kind of stuff, man. Just like talking to each other, like just come on, just get it out.
Don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick.
Dude, I love you guys, man. Have a great night.
Man.
We love you, man.
For sure. Talk to you later, buddy.
All right, peace.
Oh man. I love that, dude. That was great.
Yes.
That was great. I love that.
Damn, man.
It just it was a good feeling the whole show, man. You got to love when that type of vibe happens, for sure.
It's crazy, like most almost 99.9% of the people that listen to our show, and we do get some haters, that's fine, If you get haters, you know you're doing something right, right?
That's right, dude.
But dude, 99.9% of the people that hang out, talk with us, are just cool as shit.
Yes, dude. Absolutely.
Gosh, that is so awesome, man.
Absolutely.
That is so awesome.
Dude, Chad Smith, thank you very much, dude. We
Ooh,
appreciate that.
I also, did I tell you yet?
What?
I'm Chad. I'm Chad Smith.
Are you Chad Smith?
I'm Chad Smith.
I thought I was Chad Smith. I'm Chad Smith. Hey, dude, data. Monitoring the show? That's the first time I've ever heard anybody say that. They're like, dude, I've been watching the show, or I've been listening to the show, or I've been grooving with the show, but this is the first time anybody's ever said, I have actually been monitoring the show here for a while.
I love that.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little creeped out. What does that mean?
Also, dude, I put up a poll that said, "Are you ready to party?" We're only at 92% are ready to party. By the way,
92% are ready to party.
See,
8% are not ready to party.
8% are not ready to party. Dude.
Hey, Don John Bovey says I party.
Don,
yeah!
dude, fucking love Don. Don Bon Jovi, you're the coolest guy. Gordium, dude. Freaking rock, bro.
Yes,
I think he's ready to party. I think he was part of that 93. Oh, it's 93% yes and 7% no. We're still like 7% not ready to party. Is it that they're not open to party at all, or is they're like not yet?
Well, what's 7% of 25? Because that number's kind of big.
Oh shit, you're right.
What is that, like 15 people? No.
Yeah, what's 7% of 26 people? Dude, that's almost like half, man. The hell?
Oh, man.
All right. Well, I'm going to need you guys to turn it up a notch. Maybe do 11.
11, dude.
11. I'm pretty sure everybody that's still here that did take the poll was ready to party, because the people that said they're not ready to party were like, I've made a nice meal of very warm oats. I've warmed up my water, and I've hydrated my oats, and I'm very cautious of the things that I put in my body, and this show might not be the thing that it's like a mix between like Trump and like the voice I'm doing right now. I don't know where it's coming from.
It's just like a
it's like a meek person. It's like a mole. It's like a mole would act like.
Made wild wonders, man. Hey, we love you, man. Or woman. I'm not sure.
Shit.
Man or woman.
That's what you never know. You know, sometimes
you just never know, dude.
Like 509. I don't know, dude. Actually, we know you. I'm just giving you shit. We know. He's a dude. We're all dudes. He's a dude. She's a dude.
We're all dudes.
Yeah. Adam.
Oh, that's hilarious. Dave says, that's crazy. I just had a big bowl of oats 2 months ago. No kidding. But Dave, are you ready to party though?
Dave, dude, I think we're on the same level, dude. I love this guy, dude. Have you noticed that he posts like some like legit shit? Like very like the timing is always perfect, dude.
Yes,
it's crazy.
Yes,
so appreciate you, man.
Oh man,
we'll be talking about some like really whacked out shit, and like you will kind of understand where we're going, and then like comment something that's gonna like totally play into what we're like gonna say, dude.
I know,
it's awesome.
He always gives me ideas too.
Like, yeah.
Good question. Let's see. Oh, dude, Gordian.
Also, so our guest has left the building, but our super chat is open. Yeah. So if you want to support the podcast, those 99 cents, or you could become a UFO Garage member for 99 cents a month.
That's right.
And
dude,
you could have custom emojis. Is there anybody still in? Chad, dude, show everybody what emojis they could have if they were a subscriber to the to the show.
Hurry, Chad, show them.
Chad, show
them. Chad,
show them the fart. Show them.
Oh my god,
that's one of them. Show them the emoji.
That's hilarious.
You get custom emojis for specifically this show, and only you can. Boom. Everybody sees it.
There it is.
The fart and the cemetery.
Hey,
Yes, and the Dr. Scientist.
dude. Yeah.
Yes, dude.
Oh, I love that, dude.
I
It's so
am,
much fun.
I'm Chad Smith.
The chats are like quickly becoming one of my favorite parts of this whole thing.
Yeah. Oh, Party Hard is a new one that I just added.
Dope.
Yeah.
I like it.
Dude, yes.
Amanda Strelsky is Chad Smith.
Oh my God, it is though.
Oh my God.
Okay, so we went from 94% party, are you ready to party? Yes, to 9% no.
You guys are doing this on purpose.
We're going way less people that are ready
Well,
to
now
party.
we have 5 more. So those
we're up to
last
30.
5 people that joined, they didn't want to party, dude.
Oh, shit, man. Chad Smith hard, dude.
Yes.
I guess Sonny left because he's the only other member that we have. Chad, freaking love Chad, dude. Hey, let us know. We have the lines open until 11, so we're hanging out. So we got the line open. If you wanna, we'll sing. Oh,
The line's open till 11? What line?
I don't know. I just kind of said that.
It sounded good.
Are you done?
It sounded good,
Are
man.
you ready to end it?
I mean, I think I could keep going a little bit if you want to.
I could keep
Oh,
going
you
for
guys-
like another 20.
You guys want to keep going a little bit?
Well, 20.
Let's
What do you
do
guys?
it, man?
Let's see what Dave's up to. Let's hit him up.
Let's
bug him.
what you guys been up to? What have y'all been watching? What do y'all? I mean, I know you watched it. I know you watched it. I want to finish the book though.
Childhood End.
Yes.
Have you started it?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
This is the first time we've talked about this.
Yep. And I've gotten a little bit further in the book too.
Okay.
I mean,
What episode are you on the show though?
oh,
Because I don't read.
just one. I just started it and I
Okay.
was like, I gotta go to bed.
Dude,
and I
it's an
didn't
hour and a
want to.
half long. It's a movie.
I know.
Each episode is a movie.
Yeah.
So
I was
you-
bummed that there was only 3 until I found out that they were so dang long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So dude, I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
I know.
Did you watch the full episode, the first one?
No, I haven't seen the full one.
Okay. All right.
I just started it so I could get a taste and that was it. So
Bro,
it's
y'all
pretty cool concept.
if y'all haven't seen Childhood End on Amazon Prime, you have to pay like $2 per episode.
Mhm.
It's like $8 total. 3
Yeah.
episodes for basically 3 movies. Dude,
And
holy shit, is it good. Oh my God.
it's pretty good. It's pretty good. So that book is the one that Lorian said that's the CIA's playbook.
That's the one.
That's the book.
No.
That's why I started reading it.
Holy shit.
Yeah, dude. So I
I did
don't
not.
I don't know, man. Childhood's in Apollo 11. If that's the movie. I haven't been looking at the
I
chat,
did
so I'm
not
probably
know
way
that
behind.
that was the one that Lorian was talking about.
That's the one, dude. Yeah, that's why I
Holy
started reading it.
shit.
It's an Arthur C. Clarke book, Childhood's in, but it's also a show. So check it out.
Dude. That's insane. Okay. That's kind of creepy also because it ties into so many things we've been talking about for the past 2 years.
And that are kind of going on.
Kind of going on right now. Like they're not letting us see who Chingmo is.
But we know Chingmo there.
Chingmo Dare.
Chingmo there, dude.
Chingmo Dare, dude.
Where that came from?
I don't know, but I love it. I love it.
Oh my god.
And we got
The real Chad Smith is
the
here.
real Chad Smith.
Hey,
We got Dave Scott
what's
in the
up,
building,
dude?
bro. What's up, dude?
The real Chad Smith.
Hold on, I gotta mute something here because I was watching you guys on
Oh.
YouTube as well.
Here's YouTube.
It's just-
Yeah.
What is happening?
What's up, fool?
What's up, Lee?
Not much, I'm just Chad Smithing around the studio and
Dude.
hanging on out.
Dude, when you got a Chad Smith, you got a Chad Smith. You know what I mean?
Oh, you got to do it hard.
Hard, dude.
Oh yeah.
There's 2 things you got to do hard in this life. It's Chad Smith and party.
Dude.
Did you know that one of my listeners got a new beta fish and named it Chad Smith?
I saw that, dude.
No,
I saw that.
Yeah,
That's pretty
fucking
awesome.
Yeah, dude. Put
Like,
it on
what?
Instagram.
What
Oh
the
my
hell?
God.
All right,
Yeah.
I'm gonna share that.
Hold on.
need-
I'll show
I
it
need
to you here. Hold on. Let me find it
I
here.
need it.
Let
Also, sending the link to Chad Smith real quick while
me
we
go to
just
my
party at the
Instagram
end of
here.
this.
I think Chad Smith knows about it. Oh, the StreamYard link. I was like, no, I think he saw the post of the beta fish.
We're trying to get Cordium to come on. Gordium.
It's pretty cool.
Dude, so Dave, you were on a unidentified celebrity review. We caught
I
a little
was.
Yeah, we caught a little bit of it, dude. That was dope. So like where'd you land on that? Like, I know you talked
Well,
about
I could tell you that my newest internet troll tried to interrupt the chat room because I buy my followers now allegedly by a few people in the internet world. So that's really cool.
What did it show? Did the troll show up as Greer or Wilcock this time?
No, it was the first one was Daniel Sheehan, and then the second one was Stephen Greer.
Hey, at least
Does he ever show up as Chad Smith?
No, I'm waiting for that one.
Dude, at least your troll's getting like creative and like choosing different people.
Yeah, well, I know. Here, let me just show you this here for a second. If you want to add this, right there.
Hey, Chad. That's your. Oh, I also sent an invite to Chad.
That's the fish named Chad Smith right there.
Oh
my
man,
God,
what a
that's
handsome
amazing.
devil!
That's a handsome Chad Smith right there, man.
It is.
Look, he's like, hey, this is all the things I can do.
Yeah, like
I could swim. Look at all my fins.
look at me.
Look at all the things I can do as I'm a fish.
I'm swimming hard,
Dude. Hard. Wait. Oh no. Okay, we're back.
What happened? What'd you do?
I was clicking buttons.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
When you click buttons, stuff happens.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Dude, so well, this has nothing to do with like shit we were talking about, but I just want to talk, like real quick, Dave, dude, website's about to like crush it, bro. I got a lot of stuff done today. The
Thank
Spaced Out
you.
Radio site is about to pop off and about to look so good.
I am so excited. I really am, and I'm just so thankful that you're doing this for us and everything. And man, I don't even know where to thank you for it, man.
Oh, no thanks is needed. Just your love and good vibrations is all that's needed, man. I just needed you to know that we took a 20 a giant block and moved it over to a smaller block, and it's way less heavy and going to be a lot more fun for everybody.
Dude, Childress doesn't like small blocks. He likes giant blocks.
Giant blocks. Dude, okay. I've always wondered this. Dave, what are your thoughts on Ancient Aliens? Like, I love Ancient Aliens as a show. It like fucking got me into a lot, like back into a lot of these ideas. Like, where do you sit on that show?
Did I ever mention how much I love being on with you guys?
What is that a bad? Is that a bad
how much
question?
I love Chad Smith?
Is that what should I not have asked that?
No, you know what? Look, there's some stuff going on right now with they're finding stuff every day, man, that ties in that we've been actively visited for a long time. But I'm not a fan of the Ancient Aliens show, and for one reason. This entire field, man, has everybody talking about everything like it's fact when there is no fact. We could just basically speculate on everything that is going on. And look, there's some smart dudes who are doing that research way smarter than I could ever be, and I don't even want to put my brain power up against theirs because it'll like blow my brain up. But when it comes to the Ancient Aliens, stop talking about it like it's fact. You don't know. You weren't there 4,000 years ago. It's like, when people come into my chat room or something and I'm mentioning, or like with Lou tonight, I was mentioning some of my experiences that have taken place over the years that kind of led me to the show. And, there's a couple people, yeah, it didn't happen. That didn't happen. Oh, I didn't know when Samantha Mowat and I were in the forest where that alien showed itself that all of a sudden you were there, right?
Right.
Like,
So,
boys, I'll tell you, I got such a sour taste of ufology in my mouth right now that I'm probably not the best guy to ask.
So look, I knew that this might raise some hairs, but like I honestly think, like, for those that are just entering this stuff, it's like, oh, they came here from ancient aliens, and now it's like, oh, we actually know a little more, and that all right, we're having a molt of discernment, right? And we're starting to listen to people that maybe have some actual experience in the stuff. And I always I just think it's fun to talk about.
It is fun.
I will say that there's a common theme when you ask like experienced ufology people what they think about the show Ancient Aliens. And it always goes exactly like that. It's a very common theme that I found. I don't know. It's because you always
we said giant blocks, and it got me thinking about Ancient Aliens, dude. I don't know.
No, I don't know, dude. I don't know. I mean, I want to know. I think it's real cool. Like with the Nazca lines. Okay, like, who were they making those for? It obviously wasn't for their own benefit. They were trying to contact something, whether it was a god or a deity or aliens, who knows? But that one sure looks like Nazca line sure looks like an extraterrestrial.
Yeah, the guy with the little helmet and the little.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of crazy, right? So, I mean, I don't know, I don't know. Or when, you look at that one famous picture of the Virgin Mary and Jesus Christ as a baby, and there's a UFO flying in the background.
Yeah, it's all just chilling.
Like, what the hell is with that? You just don't say, I'm going to put a UFO here, 2,000 years before flight happens.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. Or almost like he was doing an outline and then like he sneezed and like hit like a little mark up there.
Yeah,
he was like, well, shit. Now I got to put this yellow beam of light coming down because,
right?
Or otherwise it's going to look like I messed up. Yeah, dude.
I mean, the next thing you know, there's going to be a painting of Christ and Chad Smith hanging out together.
Dude, there needs to be.
Chad Smith as a fish.
There. Dude, there's got to be somebody that could put Chad Smith's face. Would it be on?
I can do it.
You could. Photoshop now.
I'm gonna do it as a practice.
Okay.
For my test.
There you go.
I'm gonna turn it.
Would Chad Smith's face? Oh, Dave Scott's face is God.
And Chad Smith's face.
And Chad Smith's is Adam.
By the way, I am getting when we set up the store on the new website, Ben, I'm getting major requests for an I'm Chad Smith t-shirt.
Very easy to make happen.
We need his glasses and a backwards cap, and then underneath, I am Chad Smith.
Dude, yes.
Dude, yes.
Oh my God. Okay, that's happening. 100%.
Oh, it has to happen.
That's
it totally has to happen.
Golly.
Dude, I also the guy I was talking to on tech support, he was like, are you doing e-commerce? And I was like, well, yeah, we're selling shirts. He's like, I was thinking, oh, okay, can of worms. He said, no problem. Dude, the migration process, dude, it's so easy. It's from here on out, dude. All we have to do is make it look cool. It's done. Like, we're golden, dude.
Nice.
So we can add any t-shirt idea that you have. We can add.
Oh yeah.
So
we need the Chad Smith t-shirt.
My question is where's our next panty situation?
Yeah.
That's so wait.
We need Chad Smith panties.
Dave, you got the panties that I sent you, but you also got like a random show. Joe doesn't even know about this shirt.
Oh yeah,
go get that shirt.
So
bro.
Ben sends me a shirt, a UFO Garage t-shirt, and the set of the Dave Scott panties, right?
Yeah,
which is great. I killed myself laughing on the panty thing, right?
Dr. Simon.
And anyways, so I get this shirt that is literally a cartoon of a beer belly, and the slogan says "Big Belly" on it. So I'm killing myself laughing over this because I'm totally thinking that this is some kind of Joe and Ben fucking joke against Dave, right? And it's just and Ben. So I show Ben. I finally get a hold of Ben, and I'm like, "Yeah, man, I got the shirt. It's freaking awesome," and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, "Yeah, Big Belly, good joke." He's like, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "Did you get the Dr. Scientist shirt?" I'm like, "No, I got the Big Belly." And it's an extra large shirt that literally fits like a medium on me, right? And I'm just dying laughing on this. It's in my closet. It's in my, I'm
I was
not
so
getting rid of
good.
it. Fuck
I was
that.
so confused. I was like, "Wait, are you mad at me?" Or like, "Wait, hold on, what the fuck?" Because like your your wife is in the background laughing, like, yeah," and you're like, "Yeah, thanks a lot, ass." And I'm like, I didn't know. It's literally, he showed me the illustration. It's like of a beer gut.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, dude.
That's
It was
way
awesome.
funnier.
You just got the wrong shirt.
You got the wrong shirt.
That's hilarious.
But also,
But I wonder who ordered the beer gut shirt that got the Dr. Scientist
Dr.
shirt.
Scientist.
And he was
I
like,
don't know, but that's free advertising right now.
yeah. They were like, man, that's
Yeah.
very, I'm very, I feel good right now.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, like
I didn't
maybe
realize you were that fond of me. You thought I was that smart.
like there's somebody that was like their friend, like maybe their close friend was like trying to give them shit.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Hey, thanks, man. I do think I am smart. I am a
smart."
doctor and a scientist." And then the other person is like totally just running with it, like, "Yep, totally, yep, got it."
Oh my god. Somebody says that their ex-wife's name is Chadwanda Smith Wesson. It's kind of like a Chad Smith.
I love that. This is a little what do you call Goroku
A haiku?
what's the baby Yoda's name?
Oh, it's
Grogu. Fucking Grogu, dude. Anyway, so let's talk back about ancient.
By the way, I may have some insider information that you don't know about.
Oh, snap.
Got my ears
Are
perked.
you just saying that, or are you going to tell us?
Shh. Oh, I'm going to tell you.
About to.
I heard a rumor that in 2022, Joe and Ben are going to be asked to be the broadcast partner of UFO Con.
Oh shit!
Did you hear that?
Did you?
I heard that. I heard
Yeah.
that.
Do you,
That would be kind of cool.
I'm picturing it like the two old men in the Muppets, where they're like in a little like thing on the side of the and then like the camera zooms up to us and we're like, "Hey, wow."
Hey, what's that
means,
smell?
That means that we got to get all the garagers and all the SOR vampires out to San Francisco.
Dude, if that's a real statement that you just made, then hell yeah, we do.
Dude,
I would say it's pretty real.
we haven't talked to Lori. We need to talk to Lori.
Depending on COVID.
Yeah, right.
You know what this dude, you're making me think of that's exciting. I'm just getting excited. What we need right now, man, in the community is to be like physically like, "Hey, I'm seeing you."
I
Like,
want to
we need
be
that.
able to be posing for pictures with you guys and all of us holding our banner that says, "Where's Chad Smith?"
Yeah,
Dude,
You know, seriously.
I will make that banner.
You want to be in our sexy Christmas calendar?
Only if I can put the underwear on.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what they're for, dude.
That's
Oh,
what
fuck
they're
yeah,
for.
then.
That's
Oh
what they're
yeah.
for, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Those panties are for you, dude.
Dude,
Oh,
look,
yeah.
if me and Joe and you were not wearing the same exact panties, and I'm spelling it with two N's, panties,
Yeah.
for the next, I mean,
That T throws me off every time.
look, I don't say panties with a T. I say panties with an N. Okay. All I'm saying is, if we show up with the same panties, I think we will rip a hole in the universe and consciousness itself if we can make that happen. Also, the
should.
banner of where's Chad Smith.
With Bob And what if tomorrow?
Yeah,
And we just make a year calendar, fuck a
Dude.
Christmas calendar.
What-
Let's just
Look at
do a
this.
whole year calendar, dude.
This is one of my listeners here, the gorgeous and talented Tammy Finnegan. How much to not, Dave? Oh my. My.
Well, then
That would
my
hurt.
question would be, how much to, Dave?
Yes. I
Oh
follow
wow.
up with that
$17 sold.
I think we're up to. I thought we were up to a quarter.
Sounds a little slim. I'm thinking 18.
I'm willing to spend big bucks. That's why I went straight with
Oh, right.
17. I
And
didn't
now
want
is that
anybody
a
to overbid
Canadian
me.
$17 or an American $17?
It's an American $17. All right.
All right, so if I convert it, that's about $300 Canadian right now.
Oh man.
we got to start printing your own money. I don't know. That's
So yeah, we could just send Dave $20 and he could just send us back like $350.
oh my god,
Yeah, we need to start doing that.
dude, let's create. What is that called? Espionage?
You know, I used to back in the old days, way before the internet. I know
That's
you
right.
guys don't know what that's like, right? But I met this girl down at Disneyland, and we became pen pals back when that was a thing. And long story short, she worked in retail, and she'd be like, yeah, we get down in Oregon. She'd be like, yeah, we get Canadian money in every time. I said, well, what do you do with it? She goes, oh, well, we just throw it in the garbage. I'm like, really? She
Did you just-
Yeah, it's not worth much. So if we get like pennies, when we had pennies, nickels, quarters, dimes, you know, they would just throw them in the garbage. I'm like, send it to me, man.
Did you tell her that you're?
value?
Did she know that you're Canadian? Because that's like just literally like
Literally.
you don't matter. You know, I heard this statistic, Dave. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the majority of people that actually live in Canadian borders, which we're all in North America, like most of quote unquote Americans are in North America, right? But like the majority of people that live actually in Canada are closer to the US border than not, because like there's just like crazy terrain, dude.
Like 90% of the Canadian population lives within 100 miles of the American border.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So like people are like, Americans don't know shit. I'm like, well, like Canadians are. I honestly like. I automatically think that anyone else that's not American is like smarter than us for some reason.
No,
But, like-
you know what? You know what though? It's because it's cold. Okay,
Yeah,
she's cold up here in the winters, man. You know,
I
and
couldn't do it.
dude, I actually look forward to it.
I
like
can't
this
even go to
cold.
North Texas in the winter.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you've got the hair and the beard, man. You wouldn't even feel it.
Oh, I know, man. But like when we had our big snowstorm, man, I got a cold like literally the week after. I was like, well, shit.
That's just child's play. You just, you know, you horse it out on the sidewalk or whatever, right?
Oh man, yeah. Tell my wife that, man. She hates it when I get sick. She's like, you're such a bitch when you get sick.
Oh, dude. Now you bundle up, man. Like I never knew before I moved up to where I am that they actually make boots that are temperature sensitive. You know, like so, like you buy a pair of winter boots and they're good to like keep your feet warm until like minus 50 Celsius, which is like minus 45 Fahrenheit. Right? I never knew that. I never knew that.
Dope.
You know, that you know, you go buy a pair of winter gloves and you go down to the local Walmart or something. Oh, these will do. These look pretty good. And you get home in our temperature and it's like frozen. Your fingers are like frozen in like 3 minutes.
I feel like there should be like a rating, like rated for Canada or Alaska.
Yeah, Canadian rating.
Yeah, Canadian rating.
It's just rated for Canadian temperatures.
Most American ratings, it would be like can insulate between pumpkin spice latte or not.
Oh,
Right.
dude, I got a winter jacket, man. I mean, it could be like minus 30 out, and I'm like warm as anything in it. It's just beautiful, you know. There's for me, it's minus 17 Celsius. that's where it starts to hurt. Minus 16, it's great. And you know, the funny part about it is once it gets like really cold, that's when you know you could actually feel the difference in 1 degree temperature. Like for instance, in like 3 weeks, in about a month and a half, 2 months, it'll start getting into like -1, -2 overnight. And you'll wake up in the morning, ooh, it's so cold. And then after like 2 weeks of like -15, -17, -20, -1, you're like ripping your jacket off because you're sweating so hard, right? It's kind of cool, and you feel the difference. But at -17, that's where it starts to hurt for me. That's when the fingers start hurting, and you inhale the clean air, and all of a sudden you feel the icicles totally start freezing your nostrils, and if you're outside skating on a rink, you get these icicles around your mustache and beard, and you got to thaw out. Like when you get home, you got to like thaw your mustache and beard out because you're like, what the hell is all this water? I never spilled any water. Oh yeah, I forgot.
What if you inhaled sharply through your nose and like an icicle formed and like punctured your brain?
I'm sure it's happened.
Dude.
Oh yeah.
I don't like that. I don't
like that.
Dude,
it's
I have another question.
Cool, though, man.
I have another question.
Yeah.
So, dude, okay, Bigfoot.
Yeah.
How does that species survive in brain puncturing cold, man?
Well, it definitely cannot be circumcised. We know that.
Wait, why do we know that?
Well, I mean, you gotta have a toque for the winter, man.
Oh my god!
Turtleneck.
you gotta have the old turtleneck for the winter.
The old. No, this is something I put
on top in order to make sure that your head don't freeze, right?
Seriously, holy shit!
Oh, this? No, it's something I found in my closet.
No, man. No, I think they sleep in caves or underground where it's warm.
They build nests too, right? I
mean,
shit, if a bird can do it.
You know what, though? You learn about the animals. So, for instance, like cows and deer and moose, their hair is hollow. So that way it doesn't absorb water. So therefore, they don't feel cold. So you'd think that Bigfoot probably has that same type of hair. That's hollow, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like a lot of animals have that.
I didn't know that. So wait, their hair follicles are almost hollow. It thinks me. But like feathers, like aviary
bones, they're hollow.
The bones, like hollow, and feathers are also hollow, right?
Yeah.
Whoa, dude, that's okay. Okay, connecting some dots.
Yeah, so I think that's how they do it. And plus, I mean, the other animals that maybe don't have the hollow hair, they grow thicker coats, like wild horses, right? They grow thicker coats. The cat population, like cougars and bobcats and lynx, grow real thick coating, right?
Yeah.
And as long as they're not hungry, they're able to survive. The cold isn't the issue for the animals. Like the deer, like if you go into an area of trees, and it's actually pretty cool, snow is one of the best insulators. So all the animals will actually huddle around like in a group, and they'll cuddle into each other and to stay warm. And the snow actually keeps them warm because when it pads down, it thickens. And the water, because like if you're a deer or something like that, your hair follicles are not gaining that water. The water's trickling down, so they're able to stay warm from the body heat, right?
Dude, yeah, man. That's so cool, man.
Dude, during our winter storm, I stood by my window, man, and I judged the shit out of this bird for like 3 minutes. I was like, look at this dumbass bird. It's so cold outside. What is he doing? Just walking in the snow. He doesn't even have shoes on.
How long? You guys had that for like 10 days, didn't you?
Dude, it was long. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was quite 10 days, but it felt like a year.
I saw
It was so
so many
terrible.
different species of bird that I've never seen in Texas.
You know what else is crazy is that like everybody went to go and see if they could rent a snowplow or buy a snowplow, and nobody sells them. Like there's it
Well, why
doesn't
would they?
exist.
It's like winter tires down there. Why would you need them?
Yeah, exactly. And you could tell because we were everywhere except for the road. So yeah, it was
I
nuts.
felt, you know what? As much as I was making fun of your state, I felt really bad for you guys down there, man, because that was getting real out of
shitty.
hand and so unnatural.
It was
like-
crazy, man.
Yeah, when like you're not prepared.
Like my biggest coat is like a 1995 Dallas Cowboys starter jacket, and it's like this big because I was a tiny child at the time.
And it only
like,
zips down to like
that's the
half-
biggest jacket I own, I think, dude. Like I had to put on like 9 t-shirts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Like you start like the starter jacket that only zips down to like half your chest.
Yeah, it's got
Dude,
the
we
3
all had
buttons.
that same jacket.
Hell
dude.
yeah.
You know what really hurts is when you're when it's like -5 Celsius. So like what is that? 32.
I don't know what
Let's
Celsius
say that's
means.
about 20 to 23 Fahrenheit, and you go cut down a tree. You know how heavy dead wood is when you're cold?
Dude.
That's
Oh.
not fun. Wood
hate
is
that.
heavy. Dead wood is heavy when you're cold, man.
Yeah.
Thank God I got enough firewood already for this winter. I'm gonna go get a couple more, but I don't need too much. I mean, that's
Dude.
part of the fun of living up here, man. Is you get a wood fireplace, like a wood stove,
Yeah.
and literally, like my wood stove heats up the entire floor of my upstairs,
That's cool.
right? And it's like turn it down. It's like 95 degrees in here. Then you step outside and it's like -30. Because you got to take the dogs for a pee. So, I mean, you think about it, that's like, I don't know, weird.
Dude,
It
I
hurts. It
feel
is.
like it would tell your body like
What's up, Vinny?
going back and forth between like okay, not okay. I feel like that might be good for your the way that you fend off like viruses and stuff.
Well, you don't have to like go to a cryo chamber and like work
Yeah.
out or like like
No, but you know what? Like up where I am, like when it gets cold, man, the air is so crisp. The scariest thing for me, and I'm almost over this fear, is walking on a frozen lake. Like in the
yeah.
middle of winter. And you realize that the ice, like
That
there's
sounds terrifying.
it is terrifying because you hear
Yeah.
the ice cracking underneath you, but it's not going anywhere because it's like 10 inches thick. Okay. And it's pretty wild, man.
dude.
Like then you
Well,
see
like-
your buddies drilling a fucking hole in the ice so they can go fishing, right?
Stop it.
No,
Stop, don't do
I'm not
that.
gonna do. I'm not ever gonna do that. Fuck that.
Even during the summertime when I get into the pool, it
I
takes
s-
me like 5 minutes. I'm
Yeah.
like,
Dude, yes, dude.
I can't jump in, dude. I'm not one of those psychos, dude. Those
Oh,
psychos that
either.
just jump into a pool. Like,
Me
what do you
either.
what do you think you are? You like,
Vinny
you're
Barbarino, thank you so much for the super chat, dude.
Appreciate it, Vinny.
Vinny Barbarino, baby Barbarino. I thought you were gonna jump in.
Oh, yeah, Vinny.
Okay, well, the moment's over.
This is all your fault.
Vinny Barbarino, thank you, Matt.
Hey, he's got a hippo thingy.
Oh shit, how do we show that?
I don't know, but I like it.
Oh, that's cool. It's like a super. Oh, it's a super sticker.
Oh,
It's a little hippo on
We're still learning.
in an office chair. There's like flames coming out of the wheels. Dang, that's cool. Hell yeah. So we're talking about ice, and ice is cool. So
Sometimes, dude, I like to just stay silent.
yeah, I noticed
Just
that
to
you
see
started
how-
to do the you no longer you used to save me a lot, and
I just let you hang there for a little bit, dude.
You've started to not
It's
do
so
that.
funny.
No, it's fine. The moment will come. Well, I will
Oh
not
my
save
gosh.
you when you say something dumb.
So, Dave, in 2022, are you going to be at UFO Con? Huh?
As long as the
Right?
border is open, yeah.
Yeah,
But I mean,
dude.
It's all going to depend, man, because like we got called into a federal election here for September 20th, and unlike you guys, it takes 2 years to vote someone in. We have like 6 weeks,
Yeah. But do y'all hear about it for like a year and a half in advance?
No,
Like we do? We got to listen to that shit for almost 2 years before it even happens.
no, not here, man. Not here. The last election was the longest or second longest run up to the election from the announcement to the election, which was 11 weeks.
It's too many weeks.
That's way too many weeks, dude.
Too many weeks.
That's way too many.
Too many weeks.
I wouldn't be able to do that.
Oh,
Like,
Yeah.
it's like how do you even care after 11 weeks?
yeah.
You know? I
I'm on to the next
get
project.
I get it, right?
Oh, dude, that's long enough. If you can't figure out in 11 weeks who you're voting for,
Yeah.
you probably shouldn't vote.
I'm just jaded by the whole like US process. Like, it's already bought and paid for. Who cares?
The other thing is,
I'm
here,
voting for.
up here, we don't have machines to vote into.
Yeah.
They actually still do it by people, and they have these volunteers who have to swear in front of like a judge called scrutineers that count the ballots legally, and all the ballots are counted and recounted by a group of scrutineers and made sure that nobody is tampered with them.
I thought that you whispered your vote into a moose's ear and you just see what happens.
No, that's just one of those former Canadian traditions that ended with the end of the wolf hunt.
The moose just walks to who he likes.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Groundhog Day.
Here we go. Chip, 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 chip. Chip, chip.
They're like, pick me.
Picky.
Can you call a moose like that?
I
Do you
honestly
want to call a moose?
I would rather that situation than like this whole hoopla of like everybody's got a choice. It's true. I would just let the moose come to the guy with the big. Well,
I like that system a lot better. Dave, do you even want to call a moose? Is that a thing you should do?
No,
I don't think
no,
so.
dude.
Right?
Well, I know people who do.
Moose whisperers,
but they're calling them to shoot them.
Yeah.
But I've never seen there's only two animals that I haven't seen that I want to see up here. I've never seen a badger.
Oh,
apparently they're mean little bastards.
Yeah.
And I've never seen a moose that has like the big rack on its head.
Right.
I haven't seen that yet. I've seen 5 moose up here.
Dude.
But I've never seen, like last year I saw a mama moose and her baby. And but like, dude, like, it's weird. They have the worst eyesight ever, but their ears can pick you up from like 2 miles away.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, they're incredibly my buddy Merle from Ghosts of the Great White North, he has a freaky story where he was out hunting moose one day and he heard this crack behind him. He thought it was his buddy because they were hunting deer. And because he had his buddy was on the other side of this meadow that they were watching for deer. And so he's like, shut up, man, shut up, and his buddy didn't respond. So Mike turns and looks, and there is about a 1,400-pound bull moose right behind him. And the moose, like Mike's in camouflage. So the moose are almost blind, man. Like they can't see you. And they don't recognize shapes very well. So this moose literally got to within about 18 inches from his face and was sniffing him. Like this thing, if it would have attacked, like jumped on him, he'd have been dead.
Dude. Those are like 2,000 pounds, right? Like they're
Up
massive.
in Alaska, they get like 2,000, 2,200 pounds.
Dude,
right?
That's insane.
Yeah.
Just all he has to do is just, hey, and you're dead. He just leans over.
Just falls
That's a
on.
lot.
You want
That's
to see one of the coolest pictures I've ever seen on my phone?
Dude, hell
I
yeah.
actually-
I
Okay.
like boobs.
Let's
do it.
I gotta find it here. Hold
Boobs
on.
are cool, dude.
Hold on.
Joe.
Let me. I think it's in 2017. Just show me my goddamn pictures. God damn, I hate this phone.
What kind of phone you got?
Oh, there it is. All photos. I got an iPhone.
You got to get on that Boost Mobile, dude.
Boobs mobile.
This is Canada, man.
Oh, you don't have Boost Mobile in Canada?
No.
Huh. Because I was going to say we could walkie-talkie with each other instead of using our minutes.
Do you have Boost? Do you have Boost Mobile?
No, I have AT&T.
Oh my god. I'm ready. I'm ready for you to upgrade to an iPhone.
Dude, I've had this phone for like
I hate your
4
phone.
years.
I hate it.
4.5 years, and I'm a little attached to it.
The fact that I don't know that you're receiving the correct emoji that I'm sending you is terrifying.
Do you receive my emojis?
No, they all come up as boxes, weird boxes.
But what about that one time when I sent you the poop emoji and you were like, I like that poop emoji better?
I sent you. You sent. Wait, hold on. Did you send me one? real
There,
quick.
let me see. I got it. I gotta find it though. Let me see here.
Well, just send me a poop emoji right now.
Oh,
Right now.
okay. Here I go. It's not in my recents.
Also, dude, I sent Joe this today. SpongeBob and Patrick Starr's.
I can't find it, but I mean,
homeboys.
I literally have a picture of this grizzly bear poop that looks like 8 cans of pumpkin Campbell soup.
Mm.
What?
Yeah, dude. Like the logs are like as long as a Campbell soup can and about that thick, right? And there's like 8, 10 of them. It's honestly the most incredible piece of shit I've ever photographed, right?
That is awesome,
Yeah, dude.
Oh
It's
man.
the most incredible piece. I just love that statement, dude. Oh shit.
Anyways, gents, my guests are starting to come in here, so I gotta run. But thank you for pulling me on here. I always have fun with you guys. I love you guys, man.
Heck yeah, man. Heck yeah, for sure, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, we love you, man. And we got to talk about, we got some stuff coming up soon. So
Yeah.
it's you mentioned a date. We've got another date, October 22nd. We'll talk about that later.
Yep.
What's October 22nd? Oh, yeah,
That's
yeah,
that live event. So all right, we'll talk. All right,
boys. Thank you, UFO Garage fans. Love you, man. And we'll talk to you soon.
Later,
Peace,
dude.
dude. Oh, and just for you guys that are still hanging out with us, October 22nd, Joe.
It's gonna be sweet. No, we're doing our first live show, man. We're gonna be doing we should call it the UFO Garage podcast live show. Because we're gonna be live, but we're also gonna go live.
We're also going to be alive.
And we're also gonna be alive. The live alive show. UFO Garage live.
The live show. If we don't call it that, it's going to be a fucking travesty.
It's gonna be,
you get it.
It's gonna suck, dude.
It's gonna suck, dude. This is the quality that you're gonna get. It's just 12 hours of us trying to figure out words.
Yeah, we're good at words.
Yeah.
The UFO Garage live.
Slive,
dude.
And we're like tied, dude.
We're Slive,
dude.
Oh, I see a new shirt in our future.
Hell yeah.
Slive.
It's like it's live. Make it everyone understands immediately. Slive.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, we got to come up with some stuff for our first live show. We should start practicing or something.
Dude, so this was your baby. This was your idea, man.
Oh yeah. I've got ideas, dude. I mean,
well, it's like we haven't really announced shit. Should we not talk about it? All right. Well, we'll not talk about it.
Okay. No. We're doing the live show,
I have
dude.
to pee so bad, dude.
We'll go pee. You want me to talk about it?
Yeah.
You want me talking about it without you?
Yeah. I'll be right back.
Run, dude. Run. Man, this has been awesome. I guess when Ben gets back, dude, we'll talk about it. But, guys always got to be leaving. Always leaving. Nah, usually it's me leaving. I'm always getting up and stuff, which is like, it's so weird. We have terrible, radio / podcast etiquette. Like we're always eating beef jerky and smoking vapes. You can hear it on the microphone. It's like drinking beer and chewing gum. I don't know if I already said that, but yeah, that's terrible etiquette. I think it's frowned upon. But what's up, Chad Smith? Dude, volcanoes are cool. Vinny, you're right. Volcanoes and kangaroos and cool stuff like that. I've never actually I take that back. I would like to see a wild kangaroo. Like I've seen a kangaroo like at the zoo and it was cool. But like, I don't know. I think like a wild kangaroo would be a lot more majestic. Like I picture myself like in Australia, like cruising in like a cool old ass Jeep. And I'm like going like 50 miles an hour. And I just see like a pod of kangaroos. I don't know if that's what you call them. I know they call whales pods. Maybe it's a pack. I don't know. Are kangaroos packs? What do you call a plethora of kangaroo? Like all at once? Are they like I don't know. I don't know. Does anybody know? A wild kangaroo would be crazy, Vinny, dude. I'm telling you, like it would be so majestic and cool. But I hear that sometimes they can be dicks, like they'll hit you and stuff. So I don't know. I've had kangaroo chili. Kangaroo chili was pretty delicious. It's pretty good. Chad, you're right. Ben doesn't pee without playing with it. Chad's telling on you, dude.
Chad, come on, man.
Okay.
Put it in the comments.
So we can talk about it now?
Did you not already?
No, we've been talking about kangaroos and volcanoes.
Of course.
Well, that was Vinny's idea.
Vinny Barbarino. Everybody come on down. Vinny Barbarino. What you gave them on? Bing, mamino, maybe talk about being like a bing and ching. All right.
October 22nd.
October 22nd. Dude, we're going to do a live event in Taylor, Texas.
The live alive
event with the UFO Garage. And look, dude, anybody right now, okay, before we do like the COVID passports, buy the ticket now so you can come hang out with us.
Yeah, dude.
Don't wait.
Or just
there's no ticket. It's not like we're selling anything. It's just like buy a plane ticket to Texas and that's it.
Right.
Come hang out. Or drive.
Yeah, you can drive.
We're not selling tickets. You just show up.
Instead of buying a plane ticket, buy a reliable car, right? You just come to it.
Yeah. There's no website. There's nothing. Literally, me and Joe are going to be hanging out at a place on October 22nd. And if you want to show up, that would be fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But we're also going to like live stream it. But, be tight. It's because we're going to have a shit ton of people there, but people that actually watch our show could be there. That would be awesome.
It would be pretty dope.
Yeah.
I think that'd be pretty sweet.
So Chad Smith, see you there.
Yeah, we'll see you, Chad.
Tammy, see you there, baby girl. Sonny, see you there, buddy. Vinny Barbarino.
Everybody's coming, dude.
Who else is coming?
Who's coming with me,
Apollo's
man?
coming. Ozzy. We're going to buy you a plane ticket. It's going to take you a couple days because you're a little far.
Bring one of those wild kangaroos.
Wallaby. It's called a wallaby.
No, I'm talking about a kangaroo. A wallaby is a completely different thing.
Yeah,
right?
I know. I know.
That's what Rocco was.
He's
a wallaby.
Oh, that's right. Shit. Well, Yertle was a wallaby. Oh, wait. No, he was a turtle.
He was definitely a turtle.
All right, so Chad Smith is coming. Apollo's coming. Ozzy's coming. William from Bob Podcast is coming. William and Micah's got shit to do. Phil and Mark are coming from What If Tomorrow. We're just like, we're speaking this into existence. We don't know that they're coming, but it would be dope.
It'd be awesome to be able to get them all together. Like
that would be sick.
We got to figure out a time and a date, like in the future, like near.
Yeah, October 20th. That's the future.
Closer to like because I mean I don't know. October 22nd. That's kind of like only in a couple months. That might be too short of notice, but we should set something up. If
It might be too
if
short.
we can't,
I'm gonna be having like I will be a very new dad at that point. Very little sleep. I might be a grump.
if it helps, dude, I won't go to sleep either.
What's up, dude? That's what's up.
I got your back.
Damn, dog. That's what's up.
Hell yeah.
Thank you.
That's what's up, fool.
Damn, food. That's what's up.
All right, man.
Yeah, dude.
I'm sleepy.
Yeah, me too. Hey,
Next time we say, should we go longer? You guys just say no.
Yeah, just tell us stop.
This is y'all's fault, dude.
Yeah, this is y'all's fault.
Oh, man.
We love you though.
But hey, love you guys. That's right. This was another episode of UFO Garage. See y'all next Thursday.
Be
Peace.
good to each other. Peace. What am I like telling you? Be good. Be good to it. Of course. Yeah.